That's your job is to be the lighting.
What's that long strip on the left?
It might be somebody who's tuned in. I don't know.
I'm gonna keep close. Do you think I'm close? I want to be on camera, John. And there's another long
See,
strip.
you
That's
should
people
switch it a
talking
little
to
bit.
us.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
So check your things
But you
because
can
it's,
switch it a
I
little
don't know
bit.
because
Okay.
My husband is watching. He's gonna see me very close, and he'll
I
say,
don't know.
"Thank God she won't
I think
bother me
there's people
tonight."
talking to
John
us, so I
Harris
don't
is
know.
live now,
How come?
so does
See,
that
you
mean
gotta
we're live too?
Yes, that's what it
Because
means.
we're with you.
Yes,
Okay,
correct.
we're all live.
All right. So but we haven't done audio yet. Okay. So Lori, go ahead and talk.
Hello? Hello.
Is that how you're going to talk during the show?
No, I'm gonna. This is me during the show. Yes, I'm gonna talk. I'm live.
Okay, there you go. All right.
Did you hear me?
And Deb, I think give it a shot, Deb. And you can move this if you want.
Testing, testing.
Why is this like remedial podcasting? Old
Yeah.
people podcasting. This is it.
Old
This
people
is us.
podcasting.
Now
Why
we're
is this
trying
not
to-
coming up for me?
How come
Oh,
we
I like
can't go
that my shirt
sideways?
matches my mic.
Look at that.
And yours
Look at
matches
that.
your mic.
Look at that.
And
I'm
you-
gonna go change. I'll be back.
Who wrapped that blanket
Perfect.
around?
Of
For
course, I
me,
don't
I'm
know.
going to go.
Now
I don't know why,
Why
it's
am I
not coming up for
not-
me.
See, I can only be big sideways.
I don't know.
I don't want to be big.
Do you want me to
sideways.
spin that a little bit?
How do we
so
see
she's
who's
in
talking
more?
to us?
If you
This
want,
way.
Deb.
We'll just talk. Is the podcast over yet?
No,
Is
we
it-
haven't even
This was
started
fun.
we
Okay.
haven't even
See, look
started
what's
this
happening
part.
here. Look, you're an IT guy. See how this is full
Well,
picture?
here's my problem.
And then I
You're
do
getting
this,
it.
and
I'm
then
not
I'm
getting
looking.
it. So, I mean, right now I have bupkis.
You bupkis.
I got bupkis. Oh wait, somebody just
Bupkis
saw
is
it.
Yiddish. Do you know that? And do you
No,
know what
I-
it means?
No, I got
And
people
where do you,
watching.
Bupkis is Yiddish for
People
nothing.
are seeing this now.
How
Okay,
do
so
we
here
know
we go.
that they're seeing us?
Because I can see it right here. Let me see. What do we have? The screen is messed up, says Maddie. Can't hear you guys.
Well, we're not.
Hello.
All
Can
right.
you hear
Well,
us?
no, that's probably that
How come
microphone.
you?
I'll
Oh,
check
because
that.
you're the main dude, so you can see those. Can you see who's on?
Sideways and no sound. I don't know why sideways.
You going again?
Yes, I'm going again.
Ah.
Sorry.
They're gone.
Well, who could imagine? Why wouldn't they stay with this lovely show? Who could imagine?
This
Don't
is.
break my shot.
schwitzing.
Okay, they'll have sound now in a minute. Okay. Why this is sideways, I don't know.
This is delayed. I mean, he's just getting up now.
Right, it is. It'll be a little.
But he already got up. Oh, look, I'm standing up.
But and you're sitting
Well,
down
right
at
now,
the same time.
It's delayed because so now it's rotating.
I am schwitzing already. It's very hot. Oh, I'm hearing us now.
It's not gonna work this way.
This is delayed. I mean, he's just getting up now.
All right, so I guess we should take the sound off. Wow. Well, as John is adjusting the video, Deb, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Do you have any lovely recipes you'd like to share?
Yes.
Oh, please do.
My mom. I mean, this is. I have wonderful recipes, and this
You have
is.
so many wonderful things, I might add. And there are so many wonderful things about you.
Thank you so much. This is not expected because my mom's a great cook too, and I went over there, and she had.
Are there any Italians who are not great cooks?
No,
Not
I
legally.
don't think so.
Not legally.
Not
It's
legally.
against.
That's
It's
a good
against. They get
question.
kicked out of the club.
Yeah, I think you get kicked out of the Italian club.
Right.
if
They,
you're
those
not
are the ones that
cook.
convert to Judaism because.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't have to cook.
That's right. So your recipe.
Oh, it's not my recipe, but she mixed Hormel chili, and my mom's a great cook, so this isn't anything. She mixed Hormel chili and Bush's baked beans and put kibasi in them. And the mixture of baked beans and chili was like so good.
Wow.
So I went home and made chili.
And was it yummy?
Yeah.
Oh, yum.
Are we on or not?
You're halfway. You're not on audio, but we are on Facebook, but they're only seeing crappy camera shots.
So they
can
could
hear
just
you.
see us.
They
So
can
if we
hear us.
dance.
And now they can see you.
How can they see? Oh.
Because I hopefully just fixed this.
All I'm seeing is you.
All I'm saying, yeah, is
Is
You
your
now
belly.
It might be a couple seconds behind. I just changed it.
Are you
so-
sure?
No.
This is what I have to get up again.
But how come?
Yes, you
Oh
should.
It's
my
like
gosh.
exercise. I feel like I went to the gym.
Give it a minute. Let me watch now because it should have fixed.
And so
Oh,
whatever.
for you to
Fixing it
you know
now
what
for
though?
me.
For you to see people on an iPhone, you will have to hold it straight up.
Happens which one?
On an iPhone, to see people,
Oh, people. But
How-
then
their
we're
response.
switched.
Their response.
Okay. I'm gonna look anyway.
Yeah,
I'm in the
I don't know
cheap.
why this is that. The only other say it's doing that. Why? All right, and All right, I'm fed
Are
up.
we having fun yet?
We are.
the amount
Are you
of
guys
fun-
having fun already? Of
The
course
amount
you
of
are.
fun that I'm having, yeah. See,
So do I know them?
Who are these people talking to
Oh, there's a
us?
lot of people.
Do I need my
Alex is
glasses
watching.
now?
Frank is watching.
Is Jay watching on there?
Jay.
He's going to be in trouble. He was told
Oh,
to watch the
Rovins.
podcast. Jay, are you watching the podcast?
Jay who?
Jay
Jay
the
Watkins?
husband.
Oh, Jay the husband. Well, if he is, sorry about all this because
Well-
it should be going this way.
Huh.
No, these are all the people that are watching.
Or we're
Yes,
watching.
or
Because
we're
watching
why
them.
would you continue to just watch us? So we're going to entertain. Don't we need to entertain, John?
We do. Here we go.
Okay.
Well,
right.
it's on, and actually we're going to go ahead and worry about the audio part, which is really what podcasts are anyway.
This is really like an IT
So,
seminar.
are you ready? Yeah, if it's the IT seminar is good because you don't have to take a test. If it was an IT class,
Yes.
we'd be in deep trouble.
We're failing.
Well, you guys would be passing.
We're cheating.
I would
is
be.
what we're
I would
doing.
be failing.
You'd be failing.
I'd be
You'd be
failing.
Why are we passing?
Because
we don't have to know
because you don't have to
Because
know
we-
anything.
Because we're the
All right, we're
proctors or
gonna
something.
connect here
Oh, God, what
to
kind of
Wildfire
connections?
Radio. So we will
A
have
lot
some
of things
audio
to do.
going, and if people do want to respond, and yes, you can tell us about all the things that are wrong.
They
There
can
we go.
ask us
Why this is not working correctly from the visual end, folks, I don't know. And it'll probably bother me, and in about 5 minutes, right in the middle of the show, I'll probably get up.
Are we
and it's
not working
connecting.
visually?
I put
There we go.
lipstick
So
on
we're
for
good.
What a
We are
waste.
we are recording right now as far as audio is concerned, which means we'll be on iTunes, we will be on Spotify, we will be on Google Play. As of tomorrow, we'll also be on Wildfire Radio. So everybody can tune in and listen later on as well. So you guys will be able to do that, you ladies, probably tomorrow as soon as we can get it uploaded. It is bugging the heck out of me,
Oh,
so
we
I may
don't
leave
have a
and let the
face?
girls, let the ladies chat for a minute while I try to fix this part of the video part of the show because it's upsetting the heck out of me.
Is that maybe happening? or
But I
that's
do want to
definitely
see.
happening?
No, it's definitely happening. See, what do you guys have? So you guys
don't
probably
have-
have the same thing,
I
right?
have my
What?
dogs are on my phone.
Your dog. Well, that's good.
My daughter said she's excited to hear it. Is she on there, Sammy?
I don't
Did she
know.
come
That's
back
what I'm
on
saying is I
Well,
have
what
to.
would I see on
Because you could do
yours?
here. I see. Well, it should come up on your page
Is this
saying
your- oh,
John
my
Harris
page?
is live. Go
Oh,
back
okay.
to just your
On
normal.
our
page?
pages,
Oh,
are we
okay.
going to
Yeah,
be
just
on?
go back. It should say John Harris is live, and then you
Or
can
on
click
your
on it.
page?
So I go to my
No,
page.
no. Go to
You
your
go to
go to
our-
your Facebook page.
It's like,
Oh,
Oh,
there's like prerequisite.
there isn't.
My
You
God.
should see on your Facebook page. You should see something, a notification saying,
like a
"There you
test.
go.
It's
They're
like-
there." That's
Look,
what I'm
my
saying.
hair-
The
This is
sideways
not me.
not
This
right.
is you.
Yeah,
Go away.
See, you
Wait,
just had it. Yes, you
Facebook.
did.
Oh, I
Right there,
didn't have
John
to-
Harris.
oh,
Yes, you do.
touch me.
John Harris is
But
live.
he's
I
live,
didn't
but you
touch
told me to go to me.
No, go back. I don't want. No.
Not me.
No. You want to go.
Am I in
Keep
trouble?
going back. Yes.
Okay, what do I do
You
now?
gotta go
Home.
back home.
John Harris.
All right. No,
That's you.
you don't.
But
no.
you're not live anymore.
Go
John
back
Harris.
to your page.
Me.
Your home. Just hit home.
Oh, my home. I'm home.
Hit home again,
I'm
please.
home.
Hit it again. Okay. Now there should have been something in here. John Harris is live now. There we
That's
go.
you.
That's me.
do I
Oh,
show
look
me
what's
on mine?
happening. All these things are going on.
Show
See,
me
there
mine.
we go. That's what I'm
Show
telling
me
you. But it's
mine.
still
Oh, so
Like
people
sideways.
mine.
talking to
Okay.
us.
All right.
Oh, somebody actually laughed. They wrote,
That's me.
Okay, that's you. Now we don't want that. We want to go back.
At least we can hear you. Thank you, Matt. Can you see us now?
You
Margie
can
Homan
probably
is
see this
watching. Hi,
highway.
Margie.
Okay. Now where am I? Your phone's a little different, but we go here.
And-
We should get something that says John Harris is live.
Okay.
now.
Well,
somebody
Matt,
know.
I'm glad you're with us. What's new today, Matt?
Okay. This is Lori, and this is Debbie. They are
Hi.
both two very up and coming comics. But I
Up
am
and
still
coming.
up and coming, which is my microphone had that problem earlier, but
I
that's
was
a
just
whole
gonna
different.
say-
You were. I knew it.
You reach
I
a
figured-
certain age,
you reach a
either of
certain-
those is
one of
very
those-
well.
That's right. One of those. Lori.
Either of those is really well received.
2 minutes and 38 seconds in, Lori has lost any chance of going on Saturday Night Live.
Oh my God.
Congratulations. It didn't take that long.
But it's your fault. You started me with this microphone in front of my face. I don't know. I don't know where we were going from here.
Deb,
My
why
daughter
you're
was
not?
watching.
Are you?
Okay.
You're not on
Did
your
we lose
page. are you,
Matt?
Deb?
And now we lost
Well,
Matt
that's-
even.
I want you to just go back to your homepage.
All right.
I don't know. Matt will be in and out.
Yeah.
We got.
I mean, that's me. And I'm seeing.
All
Why
right.
it's not
hey,
saying that John
Margie.
Harris is
Stay
live
with
now,
us,
I don't know.
girlfriend.
So,
Oh,
but
John's
we can-
leaving.
John's leaving.
Goodbye to John.
Hey.
What's happening with you?
You're killing me. This whole thing's killing me. Remind me to stop doing this.
I drove a whole hour for this.
Stop it. Which is different than a whole hour.
Did it take you an hour to get here?
An hour and 10 minutes.
No
in
way.
fact. Indeed, many ways. This is what has happened. I have driven far for this
Friday
event.
night and now again
And
today.
that's it. That's true. Tuckered in,
So
and
what's
now
it take you to get to Beret? How long?
to Beret is about an hour.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's even further.
Please, well, this is further, I think, because I came from the doctor's office, because that's where
Oh,
old
okay.
people spend their days.
Yeah.
And
Stop
what was that?
Stop.
I
Stop that.
wouldn't
Stop
know.
being old.
I wouldn't know.
About the being old.
That's right.
I know.
And you don't really know that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's all relative. You coming back now again?
It's going to be crooked. My life just stinks.
No.
It's upset. Oh, no, it does.
Alrighty. So, Deb,
Yeah, here we are at Ventnor
Here we are.
Cafe.
that's it. Oh, and John is rejoining us, so I'm leaving.
Yay, John.
Hi.
Oh my God, this is like exercise.
Exercise zone.
Did you work out already today? This is like a
This
Tuesday
is
for you.
it.
This is it, right? Okay.
Okay.
So
So
now,
here we are.
let's see what happens.
Here we go.
If this works,
There we
okay,
go,
and if
yeah.
it doesn't, I don't know what's going on. Okay. Margie says, "Hey, ladies, Dan Mahone's watching." Dan is who we talked about earlier.
Wait,
is
Maxie's feet. I hope they're not my feet.
I don't know why.
Are they my
Max's
feet?
Could be my feet.
They got it. Do they have shoes on or not?
I don't know.
Oh, it must be your feet.
Well, why are my feet showing?
Well, weren't your feet
I'm glad that my.
definitely not my feet? I
Now it says
decided
John Harris is live.
probably
so if I
foot
go like
model
this,
is the one job. The
there
least,
we go.
That I'm least
no,
likely
I
to
don't
have.
know what happened.
But why? I don't want people to see my feet.
Here we go. Okay. All right,
That's
Matt, can you
Matt.
hear us now, guys? By the way, I did check on the microphone. I think this is a little far behind us. I don't know what the story is here. We're gonna.
Now, why do I see nobody?
There we go. I don't know. It looks like it's going in and out because it says it's live at 12:32. It's facing the wrong wall.
It's
Do
facing.
it.
Yeah,
other
you know,
wall.
look there. See the camera on the front thing on the bottom?
That little thing you're
How
supposed
many
touch
comics
that.
does it take?
How many
to
times?
do-
How many
to
times
screw
does
in
it
a
take?
light
On
bulb?
the very bottom of the camera.
Yeah,
Be
and
very careful. You'll see. You know what? Maybe I better do it because I don't have it secured, Deb. So if you.
Are we having fun yet?
No.
Do I have to get up again?
Yes, stop it. Quit
Oy
complaining.
vey.
See,
Yeah.
you were trying to figure out how you would fit that
If
into the show.
anybody is watching, they are like the most patient people on the planet, or they have no life.
This I know, and I'm gonna say thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, then.
Actually, we can all say thank you.
1, 2.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
There we go.
Oh,
Okay,
thank
okay.
you. Why,
All
thank
right.
you.
Start coming around now.
I'm gonna get up yet again.
Yes.
But I'm not. Am I in? I'm not in there.
Now you guys know. Oh, really? Really?
I'm looking.
This is like who's on first.
Oh my God.
What's happening over there?
Well, don't you have to make it sideways? Do you want me to? No, that was.
I don't know if there's any. Lori is now playing guitar. There's Deb, but then there won't be. Oh no, there's the mic. So we should get all three of us. At
Lori,
once.
please come sit down.
Okay, let me put the.
Oh my God.
It's just like the weirdest deal. And why I don't know. I never.
And you can't do it sideways anymore?
No, I do it sideways. Then for some reason we're looking at it sideways, no matter what I did. So I do not know.
Well, we don't care if we're looking at it sideways, do
I
we?
do.
Oh.
Well, they do probably.
Oh,
Well,
I see.
Deb, while
I mean,
John
it's
is
hard.
fixing the video, why
See
don't
if
we
we-
chat a while?
See, the first thing it's doing is tell me rotate the phone.
So, Deb, I
Okay,
hear you
well,
went to
let's-
Catholic school.
Oh, yes.
Was that fun?
Not at
No,
all.
not at all.
Did you go to Catholic school, John?
No.
Oh, I'm the only one?
You are probably the only one.
It was not fun.
Not fun.
No.
Did you have a favorite nun?
No. I have
None.
one that I like, that I didn't like hate as much, but no. I wouldn't
it.
say I ever had a favorite nun. There was some that weren't as mean.
We like those better.
I had to. That's all you had.
Yeah. The mean and the less mean.
There were your
We had one that wouldn't take us on a. The only thing you had to look forward to in Catholic school was the class trip, and
Because it gets you out of Catholic school.
you got a day. and you got to pick out an outfit and sit on a charter bus.
Oh, you didn't have to wear a uniform?
I
on
know,
this?
right? Exactly.
Wow.
Not on a class trip. That was what was so cool about it. And we were in 5th grade, and we weren't bad. I mean, my God, we weren't bad compared to today. And she wouldn't take us on a class trip.
Oh, what did you do wrong?
I don't think we did anything really wrong. We were the same class through the whole year, through the whole school.
Oh.
And 1 year we just weren't allowed to go. So it must have been her.
Yeah, it
Couldn't have
must
been
have
us,
been
because
her.
if it was us,
I have no doubt.
if it was us, then we
definitely
would have
her.
never been able to go on a class trip.
Huh. How you doing there, John?
It's just me.
Trying not to have a,
Can you scoot? You want us to scoot in more?
anything to do.
With scooting?
Can we help in any way?
We should use
Oh, that's okay.
that right there might work.
I see Deb.
I see Lori until she moves
It's
away.
like it's
Lori moved
moving.
over there. Fine.
Hmm.
Now we got.
Why does it look like it's moving? Oh, that's from before,
It's
I guess,
crooked.
because it's
Yeah,
delayed.
because you guys moved it.
I see those feet, Deb.
Oh,
You have nice feet,
Oh,
though.
I do not. No, I don't.
Are you coming back, John?
I'm gonna start.
We missed you.
Wait,
Oh, we certainly did.
Your legs probably just got recovered by the time
And then that's okay?
I don't. You know what?
It's
I
okay,
give up.
it's good.
I give up.
Are we good? Are we on?
As far as I
We're
know.
potting.
You might.
We're
yeah.
podcasting.
Am I on too? You cut me out. Is this what
No,
happened here?
no,
No, you're
get in
there.
here.
I
You
was
might
there.
have to get closer. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's cozy.
Oh, and now these chairs
How
won't
are
even
we?
allow that. Great. And
What's
now,
that
of
thing in
course,
the middle? Does it matter?
I think it's just.
Are we
behind-
too far away?
Oh no, there you go. No, look, I can
Look
see
at
it.
us. Here we are.
There we are.
Are we
just have
having
to-
fun yet? Are we there yet?
We're only 10 we're only 10 minutes into
Into
this,
the
so that's a
podcast.
good thing.
Deb, do you still have to go to the
Uh,
bathroom?
No, I'm good. I'll hold
We had
it.
all that time. You could have gone.
I know. I
Yeah,
could have gone
no
around
No
the block.
footsie playing.
Could have gone around the
Stop
block.
it.
Whose shoes am I looking at under the
Mine.
table?
Probably Deb's.
Ah.
I
Are
don't
my
know.
shoes
Need to all sit in the same chair. That was what I was going for, Dan. Thanks, buddy.
Is that what he said? All the same
yeah.
chair.
We
Hi,
need to all
Dan.
sit
So let
in
me.
the same
So
chair.
I do
I
want
How
to
come
thank
I
some
don't
people.
see that?
You do.
I don't
Oh,
see.
no.
people
You
talking.
gotta do that.
All right.
Just swipe it up. And of course, the scroll thing is backwards, but I have to leave it for now, guys. So
Well,
I'll
we
end
are
up
having
reading it.
Oh,
fun.
look at all these
So
Okay.
it's
things
time
going
for
on
us to
here.
have. Yep, we got all these people. Margie and 3 other people.
So it's
at
all
the
good
time.
now,
It's all
guys?
good.
Ooh.
The picture probably
It's
isn't
so
great, but
busy. Okay, this is coming off. Is what
What
I'm
does
saying.
Dan
No,
say?
it's
You
a-
are...
All
right away, I
Closer
think
off
the
to the
cover's
left.
coming off.
It's no good. It's just.
All right, so where are we at?
All right, so we pull these
All right.
people
All right,
up.
let's see what we do.
All's good. Everything is perfect.
Everyone, I don't know, it's perfect, but we'll go with
Did
it.
someone say it's perfect?
Lori said it was perfect.
Oh.
So what do you want to know?
The scroll isn't working because for some reason I had to flip the camera, but that's all right. You're listening, watching, maybe you're doing something with the Public John podcast. I am here with the
Lovely. Keep going.
lovely Debbie Giacomoni. Hi, Deb.
Hi.
How are you? And Lori Reiner Rovins.
If you
Rovins.
want, I usually say
Well, how do you? It's your name. You say it. Go ahead.
Reiner Rovins. Like
Reiner
Rob
Rovins.
Reiner.
Why did I
Paul
say
Reiner.
Reiner?
I always want to say
Yeah.
Rovins Reiner.
Yeah.
Not going to get rid of the
Well, I
Rovins.
like the way she said it the other night. Wowie, wowie, wino.
Chloe Wino Wovens. I spent
Yeah.
my life saying it that way.
So, and these 2 ladies are South Jersey comedians, and they are kicking butt. How long? I'll ask them separately when they started, even though their time frame is probably very
It's
close
exactly the
together.
same.
Is it
I
exactly the same?
started
There we go.
I started about 7 minutes before.
I was
Lori.
just going to say that's because I was
7
late,
minutes.
which anybody watching
we
who knows
took
me knows.
a
This
Vince
is-
Valentine class, and this is about a year and a half.
Now,
Correct.
where's Vince hold that class?
Camden County College, and it's a great class.
And what do you remember what it's called?
In Blackwood, Comedy
Comedy
101.
101 in
Comedy
Camden,
101.
yeah.
And it's part of Vince has a thing called the Comedy Collective, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Indeed, he does.
Indeed,
Yes.
he does.
So
Now, I
we
went
started
to
February.
somebody, it wasn't you guys, because I didn't know you, and you didn't invite me. But
Oh, you went to one of the graduations.
but I have gone to a graduation. It's a pretty nice deal.
Yeah.
It's a pretty nice deal.
Fantastic.
It is,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it is.
Yeah, it's a fantastic show. He does them every semester, and really great comics, and it's a
It's a
fantastic
good way to
class.
start comedy. It really is.
I like this. Maddie Coughlin, who's a friend of mine, really funny guy, and he's like, ladies just keep talking, never mind us. So,
Oh, never mind us.
yeah. Next time, set it up before you go on there. Actually, Maddie, I thought I pretty much had it done, and have done this a lot, and don't know. Every once in a while, I think it's some of the things leave here, and I got to fight it. So.
You had people you wanted
See
to
what
thank.
happens when nice ceiling shot. It was a nice ceiling shot.
And the foot shot.
Yeah, and a foot shot. So that's what's important is that you get the whole experience.
The whole
It's
thing, the whole
experience.
package.
So there we go. But thanks, Dan. All's good except the sign reads backwards. Well, not my fault. Yeah, you're right. The scrolling sign reads backwards, but I'd have to get up and flip everything around again. And for tonight, I'm not going to go through it. I will let you know the sign. It doesn't read backwards there. It's reading because the camera's got to be flipped around.
Okay.
But I'm
It's too
I'm
much.
too lazy
Yeah.
now. It's too much. I'm too tired.
It's too much for
And
me.
then I'd have to get up
Then
again.
you'd have to get up
It's
again.
too much.
You know,
I'm not coming back.
I can't have Lori getting up
Another oy
anymore.
vey.
Another oy vey,
You're
unbelievable.
going to get a Vazemere with that
I'm
one.
telling you, all night long.
The whole
The
kvetch.
whole convention.
Full on kvetch.
So, okay, and I'll ask you guys some questions.
Mm-hmm.
What made, first you, Deb, what made you think you wanted to do something like this?
I wasn't doing anything at nights, and I figured get your ass off the sofa, and so the Camden County catalog, college catalog came in. I actually thought it was ACC's catalog.
Okay.
So I'm looking through because I had just moved, and so that was the
Right.
first time I ever. And so I was looking through, and like none of it looked interesting. So I went to the back of the course catalog, and it said Comedy 101, and that looked fun. But then I thought, well, it's too far, but then it wasn't. And then
Right.
it was only like $75 or $85, so that wasn't an excuse. And
Right.
still, I threw it in the trash can at work, and then I looked at it in the trash can, and I said, the only reason you're not doing this is because you're scared. So I pulled it out, and I went to class,
Awesome.
and that was
And
it was fun. And
and
I
how
met,
long ago was that?
that was like a year ago February, so it's like a year and a
about
half.
a year and a half.
So
and,
it
and
was.
is that where you two guys met?
Yes, it
At
is.
class?
And
really?
I was there.
See, I
She
would have
was
never known
late.
that. I thought you two might have known each other from before.
We
Oh,
feel
no,
like
we
as
were the
close
two
as
old
you-
ladies in the class.
Oh, if
So,
you girls are old,
Yeah.
then I got problems.
that's what happened.
So tell me your deal. How did you get started in this, and why? If you have a,
And why? Oh my God, this is
that's
like,
what I.
So,
you didn't give me a. Well,
Go
you
ahead.
gave me
I'll
a
go
why.
back to the why.
Yeah,
oh,
you
I
go
don't
back
know.
well,
to
you
Did I give
finish
a
your why.
Yeah, you gave me half a why, but
Yeah,
tell me the
I
rest
don't know.
of it.
I think it's. I've always thought like in conversations, oh, that would be a great stand-up routine, or that would be a great sitcom. But there's never been any part of me that's ever wanted to be up on stage or anything. It was
Right.
just kind of seemed like, okay, get out of the house on a weeknight.
Okay.
And here I am, and it's
And
fun.
here you are.
And I've
Cool.
met great people.
Awesome. Yeah, but you know what? When you get into this, you see that you have so much in common
Yeah.
with people that are doing this that you're like, man, you know. And it's not necessarily the life issues part, but sometimes it is. But it's just like that attitude you have in common.
Yeah.
You know. How did you start, Lori? Now we will do that.
We're going to go back. But wait, before, I just wanted to feed off of or continue from
You
what you were saying.
feed
That's
off.
okay.
Sure,
All right.
absolutely.
But the thing about it with the other people that you meet through comedy is
Right.
it's great because you're all together for one purpose, and that's just like a joyful thing, making people laugh.
Yeah.
And the thing that I love about comedy is I feel like it's all about human connection. And everything, I hate to talk about myself. So everything that, so can we just send
But I
them
was
here?
just going to say, you never know. We might just start talking about you, and then that's a whole different thing.
No, all good. But no, it's a beautiful thing because when you make somebody laugh or you make an audience laugh, it's all about human connection. It's something that you said or your life experience that they can relate to. And that's joyful. And anything joyful is worth pursuing. So that's why
Well, there you go. That's perfect.
yeah. But I originally took the class because it was a bucket list item of mine.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And
Was
I thought, but it
For
was
how
never
long?
a serious bucket list. It was just I thought it would be really cool to do
Uh-huh.
stand-up comedy, and then I just took the class and
Away you
There
went.
it is.
yeah, so
Wow.
it's tons of fun.
Sweet. And that's been about a year and a half, too,
It's
right?
been
You
about
both
a year
got
and a half. Yeah.
So, a friend of mine, John Perino, says either he's drunk or it's foggy. Why can't you be both, John? It is foggy, I think, a little bit. Having a little video problem with lighting and camera and phone and all kinds of things today. As you can see, that's backwards, but it's the only way this is working right now. But I do want to thank all you guys for tuning in. I know it's been a while. We're going to try and have more podcasts more often, probably from different locations as well. We're going to have another one on Thursday with a friend of mine over in Bridgeton. I'm going to go over and see him, Albert Casper. Speaking of Albert Casper, he's one of our sponsors. Casper Power Washing over in Bridgeton, New Jersey. Look him up. If the thing was working right, you'd see his phone number, and I apologize. Albert, don't hurt me.
Nice. Shout out to Bridgeton,
Shout
New
out
Jersey.
to Bridgeton.
My husband's from Bridgeton.
Is he
That's
really?
right.
Yes, he is.
That's right.
Bridgeton High School. His parents went to Bridgeton High School.
Really?
Yeah. My
Nice.
husband, his brothers, all Bridgeton High School.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just thought I would add that in.
Yeah.
Future
Add it
Farmers
in.
of
Future
America had a
Farmers of
2-page
America.
spread in their yearbook.
Nice.
So mine did not.
He did farming?
No, he was not in that group.
Oh, okay.
But they had it.
Okay.
Which I thought was a joke originally because we didn't have that in New
You
York.
didn't. I was going to say from.
In my high school, there was no Future
I
Farmers.
could not say you're going. Somebody
Brooklyn.
saddle up my horse.
My horse.
My horse.
No horses.
So,
Couldn't get me
Albert
a partner.
Casper has his own power washing company, and I've seen what they do. And before you decide to spend thousands of dollars putting siding on the house and going out and cleaning or repainting, take a look at it first. And one of the best ways to do that is to power wash it and see what you have. And I've seen some buildings that once they got cleaned up for just a couple $100, they looked like they were brand new.
Ooh.
So I mean, rather than spend thousands of dollars, I mean,
Just
and
get-
they
get
also
a
do
power
decks and things like that. But it
Nice.
doesn't hurt to get the house power washed first and get it cleaned up, because actually, if you put siding on or paint it, you're going to have to do that anyway.
That's true.
So you might as well do it
And
up
maybe skip a
front
step.
and
Yeah.
take and go. You know what? I don't need to do all that other
It might
stuff.
be done.
It might be done. So that's Casper's Power Washing, folks. They have a Facebook page. You can also Google them. I apologize for not having the phone number right there. Unless you can read the sign backwards, and if you can, then you'll have it. So that's Casper's Power Washing. Can you see it there, Deb?
Yeah.
Can you?
Well, I mean,
Well, we
I
know
think it's
there.
okay.
We know it's there, and we
Yeah,
can
well,
see
I'm
it
looking
straight
at it
up.
this
Don't
way.
worry. Don't
Yeah, I think
don't
it's
hurt yourself.
okay.
Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah. I actually
Don't go
think
out
it's-
on a limb.
It's
Yeah.
coming. It's going that way and coming this way. That's
so
right.
next time, yeah, it's right. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
By the time Deb gets done, next time we see
Come on,
Deb
really?
performing,
No.
she's in a neck brace. And what happened? I was trying to read this thing,
Off to the side.
and off to the side, and the next thing I know, I can't move back. Maddie actually said, "Where are you guys performing next?" You, right?
Friday night at Leatherheads.
Friday night, Leatherhead Comedy Club in Egg Harbor City, New Jersey.
Show starts 8:00.
Show starts at 8. Yep. So tickets are available on ticketleap.com, or you can get them at the door. Lori just performed for us Leatherheads recently and killed the room.
Thank
Yes,
you
you
very
did.
much. Wait, can I? It's far away.
If
but
you
can
have
I
a plug,
mention something?
absolutely, yes.
So it's a long way away, but May 1st, we're doing a fundraiser for the Juvenile Diabetes
Oh,
Research
that's right.
Foundation at Valari's in Sicklerville.
Okay,
So
that's right.
come on out. We're going to have some
And that's
great
a nice
comedians.
place. That's where your
Yep.
graduation was, right?
Yeah.
Nice place. You're going to have
Yeah.
some comics there?
So we are going to have comics, and I will be
Awesome.
one of those comics.
Really?
Yes,
you go,
indeed.
Lori.
So,
yeah.
May 1st, and it's for a great cause.
Yeah,
so come
Juvenile
on
Diabetes
out.
Foundation's a really
You can
great
go on the
cause.
JDRF website and get the link there,
Cool.
or you
Excellent.
can just ask John.
Or you can just
Either
ask
way
me,
works.
and I can get you to it. A friend of mine, Sharon Foster Johnson, is watching with me. Thank God.
Hello.
Sharon's there. Great cause, the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation. Make sure you guys, JDRF, is it .com, .org? Do you know?
.org.
.org,
Yeah.
right?
Actually, the website for the tickets
Yes.
is www.2. Yes, that belongs.
The
to us.
number
It's www.
Number 2?
Numeral 2
Mhm.
.jdrf.org. I should have known this before. /go// Comedy Collective maybe, or just go to my Facebook page or John's Facebook
Let's
page.
just go
and
to
you'll
somewhere,
find
we'll
us.
find, and if we don't
Should've
have
been
it for you,
prepared.
we'll find it.
That's right.
I should have been too. I mean, this whole thing's turned into a
I didn't
cluster.
know
so
I would
mean,
get to
"Hey, We're
promote."
having problems there, boy.
It's
I'm
fine.
telling you.
All right.
It's fine, Lori. So, what made you want to do this?
So it was just because I think I'm funny, you know. You know,
And you
and
are.
I didn't know if
you
anybody
know
else
what?
would think I was funny. But
But
you know,
you
you
wanted to
laugh at
find
your
out,
own
right?
jokes. I wanted to prove it. I
Right.
knew I was. I didn't need to find out because I already knew I was funny. I just needed to prove it to the rest of my family.
See, now
So-
that's honesty, because a lot of people are going, "No, no, 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 no. I wanted to see if I was." I'm like, she's like, Oh no, I knew I was funny.
Yeah, you guys may not have
know.
known. The audience may not
You
know.
guys, you people watching and listening, you may not know for
I'm
sure.
clear.
But I'm telling
Right.
you now, I am funny. So if you
That's
don't
it.
laugh, there's something wrong with you. You got to go get checked.
When, in your families growing up, was everybody funny, or were you the funny one?
I was,
Good question. We're about to switch seats. You ladies
Wow.
are killing us.
Oh.
No, I'm only kidding. That's good. That's what I want.
I guess there was a sense of humor that happened in the family, but I never really thought of it as anybody.
One being funny.
it- yeah, it was
Everybody
just-
was just joking,
It
having
was
a good
just
time.
what was, yeah.
Yeah.
How about your family?
I think our family, there was I had young parents. You know, they were like, I think my mom was 20 when she had, you know, my sister, who was her first. So I think there was a lot of intensity, and it was an Italian, Corsican kind of family. So I think there was a whole lot of intensity, and my dad was funny, but then I think when things were building, I did provide the comic relief. It got me
that's
out
nice.
of trouble. If I was getting yelled at,
Oh, okay.
If
I was
I,
gonna
no,
say,
if I was getting if my mom was yelling at me and I could come up with something funny, if I could make my dad laugh, then okay, it's done.
That's nice.
Yeah, that was me.
Was it? Yeah.
Oh, if I didn't. Same with other kids in school. I admit I had I know you guys are surprised, but I yak, constant, right? And didn't always say things I should have said to people.
Uh-oh.
You know, there's another surprise, right?
happen, yeah.
Oh, yeah, another surprise. Who knew that I would say things
But
I
there's a
shouldn't?
world for it.
That's it.
Yeah, it's called, well, there's 3 words for it. Get over it. And so I did that, and kind of the same boat. It was the humor part that got me out of some things that I could have been in deep trouble with.
Yeah, to
Of
diffuse the
course.
situation.
But my humor also got me into some
Into
things.
trouble.
Uh-oh.
Because, you know, sometimes you just don't
Cross those
know when to
lines.
stop. Yeah, that line.
Yeah.
God blew that line away many times.
So I have
So
a
how about
question.
you?
I have a question.
Oh, you have a question?
Are human beings the only animals with a sense of humor?
I'm going to say no.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Because
Yeah?
I've seen.
Animals laugh?
I don't know if they laugh, but
Chipmunks.
I've
Well, I don't know if
seen.
they
How about
laugh.
chimps?
I mean,
I've seen
They do
dogs
primates.
play around and
Yeah, but
play around
laughing
with
is
each other.
different than play.
Right.
But I feel like I've seen the primates.
That could be.
I've seen. I mean, I don't know if they laugh, but I feel like I've seen them do
Silly
funny-
things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Sounds
you know,
nice.
the silverback. You know, I was
Yeah.
at a zoo one time, and the silverback is there, and this little one just kept coming up and poking at him, and running away, and poking at
Oh,
him, and running away.
really?
And it was like he's just. And then finally, you know, it took a few pokes, and then he goes running after him. So
That's play.
Yeah.
Because they'll play. Other species will play. My dogs
That's a
will
good
play.
question.
Dogs will
Okay,
play,
I see what you
cats
mean.
will
But
play.
they don't
Yeah.
laugh. They don't
Right.
have like a sense of humor,
Right.
chuckle. They have a
Yeah.
sense of play, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But I think
language
that's
probably
fun
is
for
a
them.
big help
Right.
to be a sense of
Dolphins
humor.
probably play around. A lot of
Play.
people think dolphins are very smart.
Very
Very
Yeah, well, how would you
intelligent.
be funny if you didn't have language?
Oh, yeah.
Well, they do have language. Though.
Dolphins
they
do,
communicate
yeah.
non-verbally.
Well, dolphins
even-
actually have a language.
That's true.
Well, then they could be.
And
They
whales.
could be.
They could be
They
saying,
could
"Hey,
be
you."
It could be like a
hilarious.
They could
stand-up
be
We just
sitting there
don't
going,
even
there was a
know.
rab- there was a rabbi, a priest, and a monk in a bar.
That went swimming by.
I went swimming by. They were at a seafood bar at an aquarium.
It'd be funny.
It'd be funny.
Things we
Hey.
could learn.
Could you imagine a Jewish dolphin?
A Jewish dolphin.
Yeah. Could you
They
imagine?
would be the funny ones.
They would
Got
be
the
the
noses.
ones.
That's true.
Get the noses.
Oh!
And I'm not.
Oh, you're not even.
No,
You're not even Jewish.
Well, I'm Italian.
Oh,
I got the
wait a minute.
nose.
Wait a minute.
No, I just
Your
ruined-
first instinct, though.
What was that?
You're the Jewish one here.
Yeah, yeah.
Your first instinct.
What's what?
She agreed.
What? Oh yeah.
You were
Oh,
like,
shit.
oh,
what?
she said, oh,
The
they
funny
have the
ones.
noses, and you went, yeah. Oh, you agree.
Did I agree
You
on that
did
one?
agree.
Not sure. We can play that back.
I was
I
gonna
love
say,
it.
I will
Italian-
be
An
I know you
Italian-
mean it with love.
Well,
I
there's
know
an
from
Italian
whence
and a
it
Jewish.
comes.
No, I got my place on Saturday Night Live is going too, right?
Well,
Now,
it's all right.
that,
yeah.
if you
I
were
got-
in it, that just did it
Yeah.
right there. You were shot.
All right. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
I have no idea. I don't. I really don't know.
That's it. You
No,
don't- nothing
I
you
don't.
want to fly?
It'd be flying. that's
No,
what
then
we
there's a
want.
landing, and I get airsick.
That's not gonna be
Yeah,
good.
it's not going to be good. I don't want to be fast anymore. I did that. Yeah, not that bad. Right? No, I don't think so. I don't
I'd
want
fly.
X-ray vision because I think the disappointment potential is just so
See
bad.
too much.
Well, you
then
just
you
have
can't
to go to-
unsee
See,
things.
yeah, and you
You
see
would
something
just have
that's just
to-
not, be like, hey, look at it.
You
No,
just
I
have
don't
to be
want
careful
that.
where you went.
Exactly, and
That's
I
right.
don't.
You'd have to,
see,
You have to
I don't.
have
to
an
be
off
careful.
I don't
switch.
want that burden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
That could be
maybe
painful.
some type of mental
Oh.
That's dangerous
telepathy.
too.
It is dangerous. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
you don't want to
wanna
know.
know what people are thinking.
Too much.
No,
truth.
no. I don't want to know what they're thinking.
Yeah.
I want
like
to
for
be
the
able to
stock
maybe
market.
have them do right,
Control.
or maybe some mind control.
Oh, I would like
Yeah.
to control the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would.
That would be handy.
No, I like weather just doing its own thing.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
So you're a non-traditionalist, and you
probably.
straight as an arrow.
That's me. I'm very straight.
Very,
and narrow. That's me.
very straight
So,
and narrow. Listen,
Straight. That's I.
There's
I've
an
never
advertisement for you, folks.
Gone off, never gone off the straight and narrow path.
Yeah.
That's
Next
exactly
time you
how
see
people
Lori,
would
next
describe
time
me.
you see Lori on one of our flyers, it's going to be Lori, straight as an arrow.
That's it.
There it is.
There I go.
There it is. That's good.
So, what would you like as a superpower?
Yeah, what would you like as a superpower?
So my superpower. So you're going to tell me I'm being very corny then, but
Yeah,
I would
probably.
like the superpower of being able to make people to spread joy,
Oh.
to take away pain, to be able to make people joyful, and that's really part of why I like being a comedian, because if you can make somebody laugh, you've given them joy. So,
wants to be the
but wouldn't
Amelia
that be a great
Bedelia?
superpower?
Like the Amelia Bedelia of comedy.
That's right. You're right, the literal. But your friends are sad or they're going through
Oh,
something
yeah.
bad, and you can just make their pain go away.
That
And,
brings me to a question, and not just for you guys, but if any comics are watching, or I may broach it later, even on Facebook, or other people too. Do you ever, and I think most comedians, or a lot of comedians probably do this, are you ever in a situation and there's somebody not laughing or not smiling, I should
Oh,
say,
yes, it's
Yeah.
very intimidating.
and
you mean while you're not a comic, while you're not performing?
even when you're not performing,
Oh, okay.
right? And do
Oh.
you get this challenge, like,
Yes, I do.
I'm going
Yes.
to make that person laugh?
All the time.
And
Yes.
that's going to
Right.
make them have a better day. And I don't know if that's to me to call, but it's a challenge.
Yeah.
If I see somebody, that I know, and it's like I want to do something to just,
You just break them out of that.
just break them up.
I used
And then
to
you
when
feel
And
better.
here's the other part of that,
Yeah.
though. Now, I think it still depends on the personality, because sometimes you might say, no, that person's just in a bad mood and it's not going to work.
It don't matter.
No,
You're doing it.
I'm a jerk, and I will not stop
Keep
until
at
I
it.
get you to smile. I don't care if I've got to insult somebody, if I got to insult
Oh.
myself, if I got to go out and buy a water
they're
gun and
gonna
come back and
laugh.
load it.
You've got
and
a
it's-
mission.
I am on a mission. Nothing else in the world.
Wow.
I mean,
How about
I
when you're
get
doing
bad.
a
I
show?
get
When I'm
obsessive.
sad, I'm calling you.
Call me because
you're
I
the
will
guy.
just go,
How
and I
about
will,
it.
when you're doing a show and there's a frowning face? And
Oh,
every
now
time
that's
you
a
went,
different question. I
Does
was going to
that-
go
yeah.
with you on.
Does that, do you find that? The first time it happened, I found it intimidating. It was at Carney's. And
Uh-huh.
every time I looked, she was frowning. And I thought, then you're like, she doesn't like me.
Mm-hmm.
But then all the comics that came up after, she just
Mm-hmm.
had, and
Same
that was my
kind of-
first experience of
There's
that.
a Yiddish
I
word for
can't.
that. It's called the verbissene face.
Listen, I love
The
Yiddish.
verbissene face. It's sort of like just
We
miserable.
call it bitch face.
bitch face.
Bitch
Resting
face.
Call it
bitch
Yeah.
face.
resting
Yeah.
bitch face.
Resting
You don't
bitch
even need to
face, yeah.
rest. She just got a bitch face.
That's it.
You don't need to rest. So if I had a shot at SNL, that's gone.
Yours
Now
is
it's
gone.
gone.
Mine's gone
Well,
too.
you
So
can
it's
Why? You
lie.
can say
unanimous.
bitch? Why can't you say
You know, it's true. I didn't say anything inappropriate. We
No,
just said
you're
shit
not
about-
being negative
So I guess I'm still in.
about
You're
people.
in.
Yeah.
think
And
as
you're
far as
out
I
now.
know.
How are you out?
I'm not out because I was doing a little sexual thing. No.
Yeah, you're not necessarily out.
So
you're
speaking of
gone.
sex-
No,
Yeah,
wait.
but
You
I
said
mean-
something earlier that not.
But Italians have
I
big
know.
noses too, so I can say it.
Yeah, there you go.
So I think that I don't
So you
I
think
should
you're
be
back,
out.
huh?
I'm back. Yeah.
So,
I'd let you back in. I've given you
You're
the
the
pass.
Lorne Michaels of South Jersey. He's gonna
That's
let you
it.
back in.
It's all
That's
good.
Beautiful. It's all good.
You know,
What's wrong with us?
No.
there's nothing wrong with
I don't
us.
think there is. I was going to say.
So you know when I like to make people smile? When you ever get like a waiter or a waitress and they're acting like all bitchy and nasty and not friendly, and those people I like to break, and I'll just directly say to them,
With a really big tip.
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah, exactly. You know, you got a rack, and I'm looking for spices on this thing. I mean, your rack is so big. Holy moly!
And there goes your SNL
There goes
skit.
my SNL.
Now you've
Oh, I
messed
go,
yourself
ow!
up. What happened over
I
here?
don't know. You're hurting me here. Yeah.
Actually, when I
Actually, Jim Comas, from Friday night.
uh-huh.
Remember he met you ladies? He says hi. How
Hi,
are you?
Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Debbie and Laurie.
How are you, Jim?
We
It
had
was-
a great time with you guys this past Friday. It's true. Debbie was on. We did the fundraiser for the Veterans United Military Memorial Museum.
Wow.
Jim, did I get it right? I'm sure I didn't. You'll tell me. And Lori came to support
cause.
us all. That was
Yes,
that's
I
a
did.
great cause.
And that was a nice group.
So it was, and it was a fun group. Your
Got
sign
a
is going backwards.
$200
Yes, you are
speeding
correct.
ticket on the way
Maria's
home.
watching. Yo, Beb, how you doing? Thanks for
How do you
watching.
get all those?
don't see
Just
anything.
scroll up. They're the ones that I
Oh,
have.
the ones on the bottom?
Right.
Are the
yeah,
new ones?
all when you scroll up, the lower
Oh, the
ones. are
lower
yeah, the
ones.
one, yeah, that one.
I think. I don't know.
So we have some people watching, and thank you. I appreciate it. You guys appreciate it here too as well. That way we know we're not just talking to ourselves, because these poor women would be bored to tears if they had to just talk to me. So
We didn't say that.
no, you didn't say
And
that.
we can
She
still
goes,
talk to each other.
That's true. I was just saying, you have been
Overrated.
actually.
Yeah,
So
I know.
we don't need you. Why are you here?
Oh my God.
And what the heck are you doing? You know what? I don't even want to
I
know.
can't
La, la,
find
la,
it.
la, la, la. So I can't find it.
All
All right.
The words.
Go ahead.
I forget what I was going to do.
I don't know.
So so we had a great time at the museum fundraiser in Tuckerton at Cuisine on the Green. If you guys get a chance in New Gretna, the Veterans United Military Memorial Museum, go check that out. Also, you can check them out on Facebook, and if you want to donate some money to help them because they are a nonprofit, that would be great as well. It's a great cause. So we have that. We have the show Friday night. And where else? Are you guys playing anywhere else soon
No,
that you know
we're-
of? You have your May 1st gig. I know you're really focused on that.
That's my big fundraiser.
And that's your
Yeah.
personal big fundraiser, and that's great.
That's a big thing coming up.
Yep, it is.
Yeah.
Super. Actually, I'm gonna book. They don't know it yet, so I'm gonna hit them. I'm gonna book these two ladies, whether it's together or separate, because that's only a half-hour show on my TV show. On its Showtime,
Nice.
on Quinn Broadcasting. So it's a matter of we'll talk later about getting you on and
Cool.
see what we can do. But that ought to be fun.
Like for stand up?
It's
More of this.
more of
of
this,
this.
but maybe
But
a little more
vertically.
structured, or maybe vertical. Yeah,
We'll be more
somebody,
vertical.
somebody else is doing that whole presentation,
tech,
so
the
that'll
OT.
look great. There's cameramen and
All
real
good.
TV stuff,
Oh, okay.
so they'll have it all. They do it right.
Why did you go into comedy?
Why?
I don't know why I had to punch you for that.
I don't
question.
know.
It was
It's
a
a story
violent
of my life.
question.
Yeah, I was going
I'm
to say,
sorry, it's
everybody does that to me. Hey, how did you? What the hell? And the doctor says, you got a whole lot of injuries in your history. We can see the old. What are you talking about?
It's all the people talking to you.
Other people talking to me. They're going, hey,
People
Polly.
greeting you.
Why did I get red?
Because you sat there?
You didn't pick red for me and green for Deb?
Green's my
Blue for
favorite
you.
color.
You put blue in the middle. You knew you'd be in the middle.
Okay.
I'm just wondering. So why did
no
you start
rhyme
comedy?
or reason. I was going to say, what was the original question? I don't know. Probably kind of the same thing at first. Everybody's like, you should go do comedy, or you should do this. My thing is,
Nobody ever said that to me.
really? Deb, you're funny. I bet they saw it. They just
I've
never said
heard
it.
that, but nobody ever
My
said
thing is, I heard it for years, but I was like, guys, there's a difference between writing stuff and just popping off. And that's always what I did. I always had a smart ass or mark or would do an impression. Well, then I found out some people at work were actually taking bets as to somebody would say hello to me, and I'd walk in, and they were taking bets as to who or what I would talk like when I first came in, because I never
you
did
did all
my
these
voice.
voices.
So I'd walk in and I'd go, hey, John, how you doing? I go, all right, lad, how are you? And you'd
Nice.
say, and all of a sudden, one day, I saw this one guy point and go, $5. And I was like, $5? I said, shit, you guys got to let me in on this stuff. I need to know, because I could use some money. Yeah.
You can fix
I
it.
could,
Right,
I could ring it behind the scenes.
Indeed,
Um,
you could.
But no, they didn't do that. But they kept betting. They wouldn't let me bet, bastards. But it kind of worked out. I get to I do
How
all
long-
these
how long have
voices,
you been
Kermit.
doing
But I've been doing this since, and it was kind of a bucket list thing. So it was.
Same
We'll
thing.
send you things.
Yeah.
I was in Atlantic City at the Hideaway, October of 15.
Okay. 4 years.
18,
not that much
19.
longer.
Just
Yeah.
about, yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
a couple years extra.
Yeah.
October
But
14th?
went all over.
October 14th?
Yeah.
Okay.
What did I say?
5
15?
years.
I think it was October
Yeah.
15th of 2014.
Oh, okay, okay.
The
So
reason I
it's
knew that
5
is because
years.
there was a thing I saw recently. There was a place in Atlantic City, it's not running anymore, called The Hideaway on New York Avenue. And I walked in there one night to
Wasn't
just...
that like a seedy hotel or something, or no? Was that like an hourly
it probably was
hotel?
somewhere else. That
Oh,
wasn't.
sorry, honey.
No. No, probably
No?
not.
Okay.
No, I kind of probably
That's
wished
a
it
libel
was, because
lawsuit.
if it was, I would have known
Slander.
it. Liable to. Well, the place is closed now, but it was actually just a small comedy club.
Ah.
And a guy named Butch Bradley runs it. You get a chance to look Butch up on YouTube or some things, or Google.
He did rent.
He's really funny.
He runs it.
He
Yeah.
ran it.
What's he do now?
With another owner. Actually, Butch is in Vegas with a residency at the LA Comedy Cup
Ah.
inside Stratosphere.
Oh.
Yeah,
Nice.
Butch is funny as hell. He is
Nice.
just
What's
hysterical.
his
Next
name?
time
Butch
in-
what?
Butch Bradley,
Vegas.
Okay.
and he got a little big, and it stayed pretty
Got a
much.
little big.
That's a
I
good
don't know.
stage
He
name,
didn't-
Butch
I got
Bradley.
a
How did
little
he get a
bit.
little
Butch
big?
Bradley. I don't know if he got a little, but in the late '80s, early '90s, when Boston was really the big thing for comedy, he was
Yeah.
up there, and he hit it.
Hit it.
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
And he's done great. He's really funny. You guys, if you see him, just watch a couple of his videos. You're gonna
Have to
go,
do
oh
a
my god,
field trip.
that could be a field trip to Vegas
Or a YouTube field trip.
or
Yeah.
YouTube field
You
trip.
could just
Vegas.
scroll.
It,
Save the flight money.
Save the money, honey.
Said the Jew. I'm
Said-
sorry.
I didn't say that.
But you were thinking it.
No, actually, yeah, I was
Yeah,
trying to figure out how
you
to
know.
say it. Is what
It's
it was.
all right.
Yeah. I went in one night just to watch it because I lived closer at the time, and I said, let me go in and see what the. I was feeling yucky, to be honest with you. I really wasn't feeling like doing fun, and I didn't go in there to go on stage. I went in there to kind of watch the process and
Wow.
maybe see somebody cheer me up. You know, I was feeling a little yucky, and I was texting somebody who's been for years telling me, go do it, go do it, go do it. And I was like, I'm never going to do it.
Did
And
you
then-
have something prepared?
No,
Wow.
I had absolutely nothing because I really wasn't going to do it. I was going to watch and figure out what to do, and decided if I can see what these guys do. If I'm
So you didn't have a
so they
whole
were
thing
having an
written?
open mic. No,
Wow.
and there was probably about 18 or 20 comics in there that night. It was like everybody was getting 5 minutes, and
Did you love it?
he comes out
No.
in the end. Yeah.
Okay.
He comes out, and I'd had a little bit of a heart issue. I like to say issue. Doctor like to say mild heart attack. I say
Really?
issue. Yeah, there's a whole.
Before or after this?
Before. Yeah, during. And during was closer than you think. Yeah, probably about 6 weeks before that.
Whoa.
So I had been in and out of work. I had just went back to work, but I was still feeling bummed. Physically, I was drained, and I just said, you know what? I don't want to sit at home.
You had to do something
So I
fun.
went out. Yeah, it wasn't far from my house, and I said, I'm going to go. So I go, and I'm watching, and he walks around. The club only held about 40, 50 people. They could squeeze more in, but its normal
Wow.
capacity was like not that many. It was a small club.
Little round table.
Yeah, exactly. It was 4 or 5
Wow.
people to a round table.
Nice.
I'm sitting way in the back, in the dark, in a booth on purpose, just to watch the whole thing close
Like
to
a
the
wood
bar.
grain shirt, trying to blend in.
Pretty
with the
close,
table,
yeah.
you
Trying
know?
to blend.
That's
trying
how I
to
went
blend.
through law school. I was just trying to.
Oh, I did that.
blend in
I
with
sat in the back
table.
in law school.
Right.
Just sat all the way in the back, and it didn't matter. They called on you.
They
Anyway,
called
so
on
it
you
didn't
anyway.
matter. So it didn't matter where you were sitting. But I'm like, at least I'm not in that line of vision every day.
That panic.
Oh, it's freaky. That panic is bad. And he says, who are you? Blah, blah, blah. And I said my name. He goes, you're the guy. And for some reason, he heard my name. I didn't even know how. And he comes back. Well, I think I do know how. But he comes back about 10 minutes. And I kept saying, no, I'm going. He says, no, you should go up. And I'm like, no, I'm not going up. No. He says, no, you should go up. No. He comes back, and it was $20 to get in. Gives me the $20. And he says, comics don't pay. You're going up.
Ooh.
And I left him 20. I said, yeah, maybe they don't. You want to take your money back? Didn't work. Comes back 10 minutes or 15 minutes later with a piece of paper and a pen, and he says, write down a couple things. And he's smiling. I'm not going on it. Just write down a couple things. Humor me. So I wrote down a
Humor
couple
me.
things. Humor me. Humor me. Make it old for. And I just wrote down a couple things and said, here you go. And he's looking at one or two of them and he goes, this one's hysterical. You got to go up and tell. I said, no, I'm not going. He said, no, you got to. And he browbeat the hell out of me.
Do you remember which one it was?
Oh, what joke it was?
That
Oh,
joke?
yeah. And I'll tell you why I know. Very first night, I had a heckler.
Ooh.
I wasn't the only one, though. This guy was heckling everybody. He was trying to involve himself in their act, so he would ruin
And they
the
didn't stop him?
punchline, interrupt them. No, because you know what? Part of comedy is, or any entertainment, is you have to learn to get through that. So if
That's
you
like
don't,
life, isn't
yep,
it?
yep.
Yeah.
If somebody's insulting you, I mean, you can trade barbs with them if you want.
But why? How did it
But-
develop that comedy gets heckled? No other
Yeah, right.
performers
Nobody
get
heckles.
heckled.
Nobody
Right,
heckles.
just
Sometimes a
comedians.
singer will or something.
Yeah, well,
If
they
they-
throw tomatoes. I guess I'd rather be heckled.
I guess.
I
Rotten
would because
tomatoes.
I don't like rotten ones. Maybe
Any
with a
kind of
fresh one that I
Did
can
they
take
really do
home.
Tomatoes.
Did
I
they
haven't.
really do that?
I think
for
years ago
Heckles.
they used to. I don't think they do anymore.
No.
But it went right before I was going to go on. Somebody went on and they tried something new. And a lot of open mics people tried new
Yep,
stuff.
that's what open mics do.
Killed the room, and I don't mean killed the room as in good. I mean
Right.
the room
Oh,
You don't
was
mean-
dead.
You don't mean
Done.
killing it. You
No,
meant
I mean
killed.
killed the room. Like
Death ensued.
yeah,
Not
it was
good.
bad. So and now I'm supposed to go up, and I'm thinking I ain't going.
No.
Butch comes over to me and he says, "Give me 10." Before I could even say anything, he says, "I would never send somebody up after that." He goes, "Give me 10
gonna
minutes. Let me get
rehabilitate
the
the
room."
room.
And he did. He got the room back, and I said, "I'll go one condition." And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "Seriously, one condition. You don't tell anybody it's my first time until afterwards. I don't want to be introduced like, here's a new guy. Don't. I want to know if anything I say make people laugh."
And did it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Especially,
hooked.
The
I
rest
was
is history.
I was chuckling and laughing. You know, they were chuckling and laughing and stuff. And then the heckler started, and I
And
gave
how'd you do
I gave it back
Oh.
bad to the point of where Butch and a couple other people just said, "I want to be there every time somebody heckles him because I don't want to miss it."
No.
I mean, it was
That's
like
your,
Oh,
that's
wanted
your
you to have
superpower. That's your superpower.
So maybe that's it. I don't know. I felt lucky that I can take that, handle it, and I give
Yeah.
it back. And I think that's what it is. That's the smart ass part of me. That
I don't
I'm
know.
not taking your bullshit and I'm giving it back.
Yeah.
But you're right. At that
I'd
point,
be
I was
sad.
hooked. But you know what? When he's getting the room back, and I knew I was going up, I did literally get scared because I had chest pains and it was going 100 miles an hour. I was telling the girl, "Give me a glass of water. I need no barmaid."
Yeah, the
I was
first
like,
time
"Yeah, that
up
first
was-
time, I was like,
Were you
You
real
feel
scared
it
the first
pounding
time?
out of your chest.
yeah."
I
it
was so scared the first time.
Every time I go up, I feel
Little scared,
it
yeah.
beforehand. But I think once I start going, I go into like a different.
Once it starts.
Just a wind, I think.
I just my head goes into a different place, and then I just try and think about having fun.
Yeah.
You know, and the idea is that that'll be contagious. You have to get out of your own head.
Yeah,
I think. You know?
you do. You have
'Cause
to
otherwise
not
it's
think about
terrifying.
it. Go with it. I've done it at other places, and watch the audience before I go up.
Oh,
Yeah.
And sometimes you see what works, what doesn't. That's like
Yeah.
when going first, they say that's taking the bullet.
Uh-huh.
Because you don't know when you go first
You're
how the
right.
audience is. So,
What they're gonna
do
like.
they like it when you
Right.
swear? Do they not like it? Or do they not like when you have a smart ass? So, that's part of when I host, I still do 5 or 10 minutes. So that first person doesn't walk in completely
Right,
cold.
you've warmed them up.
You know, I've either warmed them up or I've at least showed
Yeah.
you guys, hey, they don't like it when you say this word. They don't like it when you reference this, but they thought this was funny.
Yeah.
You know, so
That's the fun of it. What's going to hit and what's not.
yeah, we have
You
a few
never
people who are letting us know they're watching, so that's cool.
Hi.
Jim's still telling me to fix the sign. Jim, it's
don't
not the
matter.
sign; it's the camera, and the sign's actually rolling right, but I'll work on
I'm
it.
getting.
Maria, a friend of mine, yo, babe, she says hi from me and Alex, her son. That's cool that they're watching. Peter Haberstroh is watching. Peter's a very strong supporter of comedy around here, and actually is the president. Congratulations, Peter, of the Ventnor chapter of the Public
Ooh.
John fan club.
Is really?
Yes, yes.
Congratulations.
So Peter
That's
is the
quite a
president.
thing.
He walked in with the sign and everything, and so I'm
Nice.
sure he went through an election process. And congratulations to you, Peter.
Lovely.
Jim's wife Susan, who met you ladies at the fun,
Hi,
said thank you
Susan.
guys for
Hi, Susan.
basically thanking us for donating our time. So we never gave you a proper thank you. You did more than you had to do, Susan, and we appreciate doing what you guys do. So you were all
And
wonderful.
if you laughed at our jokes, you did the
Hey,
best.
if you if you guys thought we were funny, that's what we're looking for.
Right.
So that's everything else is that.
You
And,
guys
and
were
we
funny.
ate.
Yes,
Right?
I didn't, but we. I
Yeah,
couldn't.
you didn't
Fast
eat?
food. I had some
Because I
food.
get
You
nervous
had a little
before.
bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes you're right.
Yeah.
Before you
I
go
get
up,
nervous
it's a
before, and
little
then-
bit. Yeah, and then a friend of mine, Teresa O'Neill's watching. I haven't heard from Teresa in a long
Hi,
time. Hi,
Teresa.
Teresa. Nice to see you. Phil Morris is watching. Hey, Phil, how's it going, buddy?
You
How
still
you been,
making
man?
cigarettes? No.
It's Philip.
No, that was a different relative. It was
That's
Phil.
not-
Phil, Phil is no.
He doesn't make the cigarettes.
No. Don't put him in
No,
any
I'm
of
so
your
sorry.
lawsuits,
Yeah,
little
no.
lawyer girl.
Right, right.
Little lawyer girl's going,
Sorry.
still making cigarettes there, Phil?
Lawsuits.
Little cigarettes there, Phil?
Oh my God.
So, what other shows do you have lined up? Do you
Yes.
Me?
Yeah.
You?
You.
Me?
You.
Your turn.
You.
Let's see. Got another podcast with Albert Casper from Power Washing. He's going to be on my TV show. We're going to film Thursday, and we're going to do a podcast right afterwards. So the podcast will be live. There's some things going on I'm going to do. Have a show with Project Thanksgiving on my TV show
Lovely.
next week, which is
Oh,
based
wow.
over in Cumberland County, but they line up meals and get them delivered
Oh,
for
nice. I did
people
hear
at
of this.
Thanksgiving.
That's
Yes.
beautiful.
It's
I
a
heard of
great
this.
thing they do, and they've done it every year for like
What is your
it's like 10
connection
or
to
11.
Vineland?
I don't really have. I grew up in the area, but not
Yeah, where are you
necessarily in Vineland. I actually went to high school in Millville.
Oh.
But you know Morris River Township, you probably
Yeah,
know.
I
You guys
know.
that?
I grew up in Vineland.
I grew up in.
We were like Millville and Vineland were arch
Yes.
rivals.
Yeah, they were.
Wow.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
were cool. Well,
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
know,
yeah,
but
you
we
guys-
were the cool
Yeah,
ones.
they,
Really?
They say
That's
they
what
were.
you're telling the girl from Brooklyn.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Wait a
Let
minute.
me take
Ask
it
her-
a
We
minute.
always
wait a
heard
minute.
about
Wait
you
a
guys
minute,
in
no.
Brooklyn.
Wait a
It
minute.
was cool
No,
Vineland
Millville
kids.
mascot Thunderbolt.
Oh God.
Ask her what her mascot is, and then ask her how cool she is.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Yeah.
What was your mascot?
You
It
started.
was my Jewish friend. It
Yes.
was a Jewish and Italian community.
Okay.
And the Italians
It was a matzo
ate.
ball.
We
What was
must
it?
have
There
given.
was. There was a.
We must
wasn't
have
there
given.
a
It could have
not
been a
Madison.
tomato or something. It could have been hot tomato.
Well,
Could've
Bridget
been.
was
It
all
was
tomatoes.
chicken. It was
wasn't
our. It's
What?
not, that's
Was.
not fair,
Listen
John.
to this. No.
It was.
Go
We were
ahead.
called the Fighting Clan, and it was a rooster. It was a very tough-looking rooster, but essentially it's a chicken.
Oh, a chicken.
It was
You know
a
what
chicken.
I-
Okay, what does that have
Every
to do
year-
with me being Jewish?
Because Vineland was Jewish, and it
Vineland
was
very
like we
Jewish.
had so
That was
many
chicken-
chickens.
A lot of chicken
Oh my
farmers.
God.
It was
All
back in
chicken
the day.
farmers.
But
All
it was
chicken
all
farmers.
chicken farmers.
So
Was it,
that's
what
not
is it?
fair.
What was it? What's the name of the? They used to be there. Not Manischewitz. What's the name of the?
Strites, Manischewitz.
No. Manischewitz was
Well,
on wine.
Welch's
Food.
started. Welch's started in Vineland. Welch's great.
Oh.
What is the food? Oh,
Well, there was what is that? The vegetable place was
who
down
makes
there.
gefilte
Sea
fish?
Something.
Can you buy
it's
gefilte
maybe
fish in a
Gefilte
jar?
Rokia?
It's,
Rokia?
No. Who is it?
Oh, like,
Manischewitz makes it. Rokia.
It
oh
wasn't
maybe it was
Welch's.
Manischewitz. I
That
worked
was
for
from
them.
Vineland?
There's a lot of.
Where?
Years ago, they actually had a warehouse over in Vineland. I drove forklift there years ago on Dusty Drive.
Wow.
Yeah, there used to be a
yeah.
good number of Jews down.
You know,
Well,
Thanksgiving.
It was.
The
It was
Millville
that.
Vineland
Yeah.
football game is one of the oldest football games in the country.
Really?
Is it?
And
Really?
yeah, and I can remember the big chant that's going to get me kicked off of Saturday Night Live again.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
What was it?
Fried chicken.
Oh, that's bad. I remember
was
my
bad.
booster cheer from high school. You want to hear it? From Brooklyn?
Are you gonna
Were you a
you
cheerleader?
gonna do the fake pom poms and everything?
No, I'll just do a little of the attitude. You ready?
Okay, yeah, give us the attitude, girl.
Skit, scat, smell dirty rat. Must be Lincoln that smell like that. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Your players are junkies and your coach got the Jones. Skit, scat, smell dirty rat. Must be Lincoln that smell like that. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You remember that?
Well, how could
I
not?
barely got through the fried chicken thing.
Yeah, no.
I
This was a
couldn't-
big event.
Oh man, no, it's good for you.
My husband's family had stores in Millville and Vineland.
Vineland.
And,
Really? What
yeah, it's
was
called
that? What-
Beacon? Beacon
Oh,
stores.
yeah.
There
Oh,
was
yeah.
a Beacon Bike
Beacon.
in Vineland?
Well, it was
Beacon Auto?
It was yeah, it was
Beacon
both.
Auto.
It was
Oh,
combined, and it was a business that was actually started by his grandfather, And then his father had it, and then my husband and his brothers were in it. and then-
So we all
So
got
you
this
girls
little
have
connection to vinyl.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But the Millville store, when I think it was either the
was right on
Millville
High Street.
store, was it, or
It
the
was right on
Salem?
High Street, I
If
think.
Jay, if you're watching, you chime in and let me know. But I think it was the Millville store when they sold it, and they were cleaning it out, and they went upstairs where they just stored stuff. There was a tree that was actually growing on the second floor inside from like
In the building?
acorns
Really?
that had come in
Whoa.
through the roof.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
So it must have been someplace.
Oh man.
So place they
Yes,
didn't
they
go
were
up?
behind my aunt and
No.
uncle's old store, says Phil Morris. Glickman's.
Glickman's.
Glickman's Market.
Oh, is that who made
Yes.
the gefilte fish?
I think so, yep.
I remember.
I've never had
Thanks, Phil.
Glickman's.
Thanks, Phil.
So
So
is
no
Phil from
gefilte
You know what
fish
Vineland?
happened
good.
one time?
Was Phil from Vineland?
I think so. Vineland or Bridgeton. Phil, where are you from, buddy? Let me know if you're still on.
See, I don't get new
You know what
people. Mine
happened?
just stops.
I don't
I
get
can't
anybody.
new
Because
things.
nobody's responding to you. No, you got him. You didn't scroll up. There
Oh,
you
I
go.
don't
Phil.
have anything.
Oh, there we go.
Yes,
I
Phil,
see that way.
Mr.
I
IT
gotcha.
guy, how come I don't have anything?
What did you do,
I
Deb?
never saw it.
You never saw. You never had it.
Oh,
You went to the wrong place, probably, Deb. See, John Harris is live now. It's right there, Deb.
no, I didn't use the app.
Oh, you didn't. use
There we
the-
go. I like
there you
it.
go. Yeah. Okay, we're going to say yes. There you go. It's
Ah,
not far
we're
behind you.
hearing
She's like,
ourselves.
"Give me that now." She was like a
Let's
little
turn
girl.
on.
Give me that.
Takes it back.
She just yanked it like I'm hurt now. No,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Boo-boo.
it didn't work, did it? Yeah.
What's this
Yeah.
mean turn on? Do I do that?
No.
Okay.
No. That would
let
if
it
you
be
want
now.
to talk to them on screen. We don't want to do that. I got to give a movie review because
Oh,
we do
okay.
have a sponsor. Margie actually pays and sponsors for a movie review. Sometimes she turns them in. Most of the time I end up watching. And I just watched one. Oh, I don't know if you guys ever watched. Did you guys watch Breaking Bad?
Yes.
When it was out?
Oh, did
Not
you
when it was
see
out, but I
El
the new-
Camino.
I
My
binge
husband
watched
just
it.
saw that movie. I
Did he?
didn't watch
El
but-
Camino?
El
Yeah.
Camino, it's called.
With Jesse. It
With
stars
Jesse. Oh, I love
Jesse.
Jesse.
Yeah,
Jesse,
me too.
Jesse's the main character in this. There's a couple
Yeah.
flashbacks with other ones, but Jesse's the main character in this, and it supposedly shows a little bit of the history, but also what Jesse does afterwards.
Oh, so this
Because
is
Jesse
an
didn't get
extension.
killed, remember?
Right,
yeah,
right.
this
Extension
is
of
an
Breaking Bad.
extension of Breaking Bad.
Yeah, such a good show.
Oh,
And,
it was.
So perfect.
Good writing.
I, It is, and this was well written too. I thought this was really good because there were a couple of moments again, like you see in Breaking Bad, when you were like,
Oh,
you're like,
nice.
ugh,
So
really
awesome.
good.
Such a great
So there
show.
were a couple of those moments, and you're like, wow. A couple of them were
Every-
flashbacks, a couple of them.
Every episode was rich. Every
Yeah.
episode was its own. It wasn't just okay. You know, like in a series of unfortunate events, the children's books.
Right.
It was like you got bored with them because okay, another bad thing happened.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And that could have turned into that with
It was
Breaking
so
Bad.
well
But
written,
every episode was its
Yeah.
own story.
And it was
Yeah.
a
so good.
complete story from the first episode to the last episode, and it just felt like such a natural,
Yeah.
complete, and then it was just broken
Yeah.
up into chapters.
Yep, basically
Yeah.
you're right.
It was really great.
And that's what a lot of them try to do, but to me, Breaking Bad was the one that succeeded beyond anybody else's efforts.
You know, Jesse
I
was
loved
not
it.
supposed to be on the show.
Wasn't supposed to be a big part of the
Yeah,
show.
I think they were supposed to kill him off, or he was supposed to be off after either the first
Really?
episode or
First
the
or
first
second,
season.
yeah.
And yeah,
I
and
think it
then
was
he
the
was
first
like,
season.
he
But they were
was-
like, we can't get rid of this guy.
Oh,
They
he's-
worked so well together.
Yeah, he's
and
so
him
great.
and Bryan Cranston, they said, even to this day, are terrific friends and really,
Oh, nice.
because their whole relationship obviously grew on that show, and
Yeah.
they didn't know
You
each
could
other
see it.
beforehand. Yeah, you could see it.
I heard
Um,
Bryan Cranston used to joke with him and used to say to him like, "Oh, I read the script. Sorry."
Yeah,
You're dead.
yeah.
To think that like he was, and he's
Like,
like,
this
"No,
is your
wait,
last-
what? You're gone."
And I
He
get
said,
him all
"Oh,
fired
I'm so
up.
sorry."
Well, Cranston's funny
Yeah.
if you ever watch him in an interview or anything like that. He's a very funny
Yeah.
guy.
Great
No, El
actor,
Camino
too.
is out now.
Yeah, El
Right
Camino
now?
on Netflix.
On Netflix.
Oh, okay.
But it's
Okay.
also
But
was
it was
in the
straight for
theaters,
Netflix.
right?
Is it
I
a?
think
no?
I don't think it was. I think it was
Okay.
made straight up for Netflix.
And it's just a movie. It's not a series.
Yes, it's just
Oh,
a
okay.
movie.
I'll watch that tonight.
Just
There
a
were
movie. It is a
two good
movie.
shows, comedy shows, that were canceled that I was so disappointed. I was looking for their next season. One was I'm Dying Up Here. Did you ever see that show?
I've heard of it. I
It was
haven't
heard
seen
of
about
it.
the comedy scene. I think
Yeah.
it was like the comedy shop or store out in California.
Okay.
Oh, so good. So only 2 seasons of that. And the other one was called Crashing.
Yes,
With Pete
Crashing. I
Holmes?
saw. Yeah.
Also great. Both
Yeah.
canceled. I love
Yeah.
them both.
Oh,
Yeah. But The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is
Oh, that
coming
was
back
so
That's
soon.
coming back
She
soon.
was-
That
yeah,
show
she
is
was great.
oh, she's
Fantastic.
great. Oh man,
Everybody
it's a
loves
great show.
Yeah.
So El Camino, I do recommend it. If you have Netflix, even if you don't, go get Netflix.
Right.
I sound like a Netflix salesman now. Go get
Well,
it.
go
You
to a
gotta
friend's.
go to a friend's
Netflix
house.
and chill.
Yeah, Netflix and chill.
That's it.
Yeah. It's a 6-hour movie. No, it's not.
Oh, was it really?
Well, with the chill part.
Ah.
You know, a little before, a little after. You watch a movie in between. You know? So when you do
Also
the Netflix and chill, and you're probably going to want to talk about it if you guys have ever watched Breaking Bad before. Like, hey, remember this? And you're going to want to. So it's a pretty cool movie. I really did like it. And of course, the El Camino itself brings back memories for me because I had one when I was young. But it's really it does pick up in spots right where Breaking Bad left off.
Nice.
And it has enough flashbacks that are genuine that make you remember what the whole thing was about in case you forgot. Oh, wait, that's right, that happened. And then and it kicks in, and then it makes the rest of the movie even better.
I binge watched it, and it was like addicting.
Yeah, that's how I
great.
watched it. Yeah, that's
I
how
liked in the
watched
end when
Breaking
he
Bad.
finally, because he kept saying, "I'm doing it for my family."
Yeah.
And then in the end, he said, "I did it because I like it."
Right.
I was just going to say,
Clearly.
That
clearly
was
in the
such a
end,
good-
he
It was
finally
his
realized
high.
this is what I wanted to do. Once he started it, he knew that's what he wanted.
Did you guys do Better Call Saul? Did you watch that?
I'm still watching that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's coming
Oh,
back
yeah.
on pretty soon.
I watched
too.
a little bit
Yeah,
of
I
that.
don't-
It didn't pull me in as much.
No.
Yeah.
It pulled me in. It
Yeah.
pulled me, but I backed off a little bit from it. Probably
How many
part of
s-
that though, I think, is because of the absence of it. They put the long
So long. right.
away that I think it's a strategy does it. If you're away from it, you can't wait for it to get back. But I think if you wait too long, you're like,
It breaks.
I've moved
It
on.
breaks. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
moved
And there's so
on.
much good stuff to watch that
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the other.
if you don't
part.
get it right away.
You don't get it
then
right
you're
away,
on.
you're done.
That's what happened.
Albert Casper, we talked about your power washing, buddy. And I'll
Albert.
see you in a couple days. He's watching us. Tammy
Hi,
Sherbo, a friend of mine, is watching. Hi, Tammy. How you doing?
How come
Phil
I don't
Morris
have Tammy
says,
on here?
I don't know.
Phil Morris says
I don't
what?
Phil Morris says he's from the Newfield Vineland area.
All right.
Because you were asking where
Ask
Phil was
when
from.
did he
That's how I knew
graduate
about
high school?
Glickman's. Well, you just did. Ask
When
him
did-
when he graduated high school.
When did you graduate high school? Did you
can
go to
get
Vineland
closer
or
than one
Buena?
if you want. That's a good question. Or even, what was it, Delsey? He was
Delsey
in the
Regional?
Newfield. He could have went to Delsey, right? Depending
Yeah.
on where in Newfield. So, yeah, Phil, if you want, let the ladies know where you went to school. Albert's there.
Oh, my
You,
shoes are
dude.
there.
Got a couple Halloween things
I
he's
didn't know
got
my
posted.
shoes.
So,
Happy Halloween.
happy Halloween. So, final recommendation is, yeah, go ahead
See
and
the
see
movie.
El Camino. I think
gonna
if
see
you
it.
liked Breaking Bad,
Alright,
you'll like El
loved it.
Camino.
Yeah.
And there's enough in it that if you didn't see Breaking Bad, you could still pick up the story.
Oh, that's good.
And
Oh, that's
that's
good.
good.
It's a
Yeah, you
standalone.
could
Stands on
still.
itself.
It does stand by itself a little bit. So, and I guess they're going to have another one or two things come out eventually, but in that same
Mhm.
mode, in a movie kind
Was
of.
Bryan
thing.
Cranston in it at all?
Very briefly in a flashback kind of thing,
Okay.
but he
died.
was in it. Yeah, because he
He died.
died. Yeah, because he died.
So it
You
can
know,
only be in a
yeah.
flashback.
Could only be in a flashback.
That's how it works.
That's how it works. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Got it.
Unless it was the old Dallas show and he just had a bad
Old
dream and
dream.
woke up in his shower. You know?
Right.
I don't think you could have sold that.
Can't do that twice.
Can't
No.
sell that with this show.
Shouldn't
I
have
don't
done it
think.
once.
No, especially since he was shot multiple times.
No
don't
good.
think he could. Yeah, I don't think he could sell that one. So, but there are some moments in it that you're like, whoa, I didn't realize that maybe he went through that.
Ooh,
You know,
yeah,
you had
Jesse
no idea.
went through
Yeah, he went through a
Hell.
lot.
everything. It was such a
Yeah.
pity on
Yeah.
Jesse.
But great movie. Get a chance, go watch it, guys.
Best
It's El
Jesse
Camino
scene.
on, and Vicky Babbitt's watching with us. Hi, Vicky. How you doing?
Hi,
Buena
Vicky.
87, Phil says.
Oh, okay. Oh, young stuff.
Uh-oh. Deb's drooling. You gotta be able
What
to
happened?
Deb's drooling.
No.
Yeah, where did he graduate? Yeah,
No, what school?
87.
Ooh,
Ooh,
87.
Buena.
Yeah.
He said.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
It's not that young,
Let's
87.
invite friends to watch this.
Yeah, not that young.
That's
87.
like, it'd be like
That's
48.
like a couple years older,
Years
younger
old
than
or
me.
so.
Big deal.
Yeah, I probably gave it away.
Yeah, you
I mean, that makes him old, young stuff. What's that make me?
Old stuff.
I know.
Oh,
I gave it away.
I didn't say it.
Oh.
I didn't say it. Oh, great. Now you got the
She's getting
ageism
back
thing.
at
You're
me.
out of Saturday Night
That's
Live.
She's getting-
No Saturday Night Live
She's
for
getting
Lori.
back
She's
at
done.
me for the
No.
dolphin joke.
For the dolphin joke.
With the big nose.
For the dolphin. See? You didn't even say it this time. You said it yourself.
Oh, my
What? Could you imagine? The dolphin's name wasn't Flipper. It was Flipper.
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 From New York. That was
Oi,
a New York
Flipper. He was a
dolphin.
New York
And if
dolphin.
he was dying, it would have been flip
He
off.
would have flipped through you.
Ba-doom-boom.
Or Boston, he would have been Flipper. Flip out, park the car.
Flip out.
So Paul Bentz is watching. How you doing, Paul? Nice to talk to you. Paul's going to be on the show too. He DJs and he's a busy guy, but he's going to get on the show one of these times.
Never too
Either the
busy for him.
podcast. Well, he's been
Yeah.
busy, so I guess so.
So I have a question. It was
Okay.
it was a Facebook post, and I thought it was interesting.
Okay.
And it's not about comedy at all.
Oh,
If
well,
it
then
depends.
I'm out.
Wait a minute. It depends what your answer is, though.
I'm-
So if somebody gave you a country and you could only make one law, what would it be?
If they gave me a country,
They gave you a country, and you
And-
could only make one law. You only got to make one law. I mean, our country has a lot of laws, but you only got to make one. What would it be? Go ahead.
yeah, you go ahead. Yeah.
You can't either you can't infringe on anybody else's rights, which would be a very difficult one.
But then you
you
would-
can't impose your will on someone else.
But well, that's interesting because if you had rights, then you would have to have a whole bunch of laws to have the rights.
you need to be kind.
Okay.
Be and let be.
Okay. You.
No, you. It's my show.
Oh.
I finally pulled the
Well,
trump
I know
card.
what mine is, and I
Trump
know what
card.
hers is, and so I wanted to know what yours was.
Oh, you have yours.
I
already.
have mine, yeah. No plastic at all. None. Could you imagine? Could we do
That's the
that?
one rule.
That's the one rule.
So you
No
can
plastic.
kill each other, but not with a plastic utensil, right?
That's
it.
right.
No
you
plastic.
can kill each other,
Well-
but you can't bite anybody if you're wearing a retainer.
No plastic.
plastic.
No
Plastic.
retainers.
No,
No
retainer. No
plastic.
dentures. No.
No
No
plastic.
plastic
No
That's
plastic.
at all. Ever. How do you drink spring water? How do you bring? You can't drink bottled water without it being plastic, can you?
No, you can't.
Well, see? So you're going to
No
die.
bottled
That's it.
water. No,
No
you're
bottled
gonna
water. So,
die.
Rainwater.
So you're going to die. People will only live back like they used to.
When you were-
If you get to 30, you're a senior citizen
When
because
you
all
were
the water's
growing up,
contaminated.
Did you drink out of plastic bottles?
Yes, I did.
No, you
No.
didn't.
I was a bottle baby.
Glass.
Oh, that's right. Well, there's glass bottles.
That's right.
And even
Right.
soda, everything was glass. We used to have a
Right.
soda man.
But
who would
no,
come to
I
the
honestly, we
apartment.
drank out
So-
of hoses in
I
the
know,
Marshall
that's
Township. We all
right.
drank out
That
of
was
garden
plastic.
hoses.
So what would your rule be?
I have no freaking
No
idea.
freaking
Really,
idea.
it could be a million.
No, just one.
I know.
We already
That's
got
what I'm
a
saying.
million.
I can't.
Look what
I
happens. We
can't
got a
narrow it
country
up.
with a million
I gotta
laws.
come to a country. We got one now, and
But if you think about all the problems, it's always about people imposing their will
I know.
on somebody else. So it's like, I think, people
Oh.
shouldn't do this kind of activity, or it goes against my religion. And so nobody
No religion.
should do it.
Oh, that's one you could
You
have.
know.
No religion. You want,
That's
we're
a
going to help you.
controversial one.
You're gonna help
We're
me.
going to help
so
you.
you're gonna pick
Do you
my
like that
law.
one? How's that one taste? No.
I hate to take people's faith away from them. If they have to have something to
Okay.
believe in, I'd hate to take that away. I don't want to forcibly say.
That's true.
You
You
can't
can't
have
take away a
faith.
belief.
All right,
Right.
so then that's, yeah.
That's true too. How would you be able to do that?
You can't. It didn't work
Right.
in
I mean,
Russia.
no.
I have a question about religion, but I'll wait till you say what your rule is.
Then you're going to wait a while because I have no idea.
Well, here's my question about religion.
I like
Feed
yours. I
me.
like
That's
mine.
mine, yeah.
So, my question
What was
about
yours?
Feed me.
what was it?
Feed me.
So, so religion. I want to know whether more good or more bad on balance has come from religion. So, like the three people who are watching are now going to go away. But the reason is because religion has given us the structure for society and the rules to live by. But so many wars have been fought in the name of God or religion.
So many people have died because of some
Right.
of these things. And some
So
of the
more
rules that
good
we
or
have
more
in place
bad?
now
Probably
are put in by men who interpret what they
most
think.
religions are male
Correct.
based, male dominated.
Yes,
Well,
Yes,
everything
Yes,
is
they are.
based on our interpretation.
I agree.
I
But
don't
that
think-
doesn't
I
mean the
mean-
interpretation is correct. And a lot of things
Right.
I think it's still
the Spanish
ongoing.
Inquisition. I mean, geez,
Oh,
look what happened there.
Not a good thing.
Not a good
Have you
thing.
been
As
to a
Monty
torture
Python
museum?
would say. Monty Python would say, no one expected the Spanish Inquisition.
Did you? I guess it's what you're going to look at. I mean, if you go in Europe and you go to, there's torture museums in Europe from religions torturing people that and then if you go into the churches, I mean, it's exquisite.
Right. Yeah, so
So-
it's the both.
It's
Yeah,
the
but
good
how
and
did
the
it get
bad, 'cause
exquisite?
it's- I mean,
Somebody
it was
made
inspired.
them
No,
do
they
that.
were inspired. I mean, you're not Michelangelo's not you can't pay him to make that kind of stuff.
Well, you can't now.
No.
Yeah.
So
late.
it's
Too late, yeah.
probably it might be exactly balanced.
Maybe, but just an interesting. Even now, I mean, look what's happening. Like the Kurds and the ethnic cleansing in places.
It's always
and
happened.
Everybody's fighting, and it's so interesting because a lot of times the groups that fight. This is getting far field from comedy. But
Wow,
are the ones that
I
are-
was thinking, how am I going to end this? And go, well, thank God for tuning in to the Public John Podcast Comedy Hour.
Oh, it's a comedy hour. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
that.
Well, I
It's supposed
never.
to be funny.
I'm going to make it one apparently, so that we don't ever have to go through this crap again.
That's it. Well, then that would lead to the other question: penis, friend or foe?
Now,
This is the
this
thing,
is what I've been waiting to
because-
hear about you ladies for an hour and 7 minutes.
Right. So,
But
is
the
it
first
been that
10
long?
minutes were just set up.
Okay,
torture,
so that's
so
what
that
it was.
can't-
It was
yeah.
torture.
Just torture. No, but penis, friend or foe is a serious other question because if you think about it, obviously friend, many a pleasure, many a good time. All of humanity has come partially from the penis. Okay? This is definitely, look how many people are tuning in now. All I had to do was say penis. So many people. So, but then foe, because think of how so many politicians and so many men have it ruins everybody's lives because they start to do
Friend or
things
foe?
with the little brain and then that's it. What are you giggling about?
My
Just,
friend-
I threw the question out.
No,
and,
John,
you
it
know.
had nothing to do with your question.
Yeah.
Actually, it's like, how long are you going to stay on? I could use you as a nightlight.
Oh, so mean.
Who said that? He
A
belongs
friend of
on.
mine, John Burrito. Oh, he's funny. He could do it.
Oh, yeah.
Probably just another 15 minutes or so,
I'm gonna
John,
friend
and
you,
then you'll
John.
be able to get some
Can I
shut
friend
eye.
John Perino?
Yeah,
So
why
friend or
can't
foe?
Friend or foe,
I always say it's who it's attached to.
whether he's a friend or foe,
Wow.
or what he's doing with it. I don't
Good
know.
job.
Like
We're
going,
not gonna-
is my mic still on? Hello.
Hello,
Is it
Miss
on?
Lloyd.
Behave yourself.
Huh. All right, I have a different
No, I
question.
have there's
Okay, another question.
another
All right.
question. This has gotten way too philosophical.
If you could, this might be the same question.
Probably
if you
is.
could modify a body part, what body part,
body
and how
part?
would you modify it?
On everybody or just my own?
No, on the human
On
anatomy.
the human body. On
Yeah.
the human anatomy.
I want to say hi to Maddie. Thanks, Maddie, for coming back. And Chrissy Iacovelli. Thank you,
Oh,
Chrissy,
yeah.
for watching.
That's a Vineland name, Yacovelli.
Albert says,
Albert Yacovelli?
no, Chrissy.
Oh.
Chrissy Iacovelli. Work for yourself.
Nice.
I do. Free plug.
Modified
And
by-
John Perino says, let's get back to the penis. So there we
Ah,
go. There
so
we go.
you like the
See?
whole penis talk, right? But
Well,
friend
yeah,
or foe, you can certainly chime in with
Man,
yours.
we want everybody
With
to chime in.
yours.
Yeah,
But
we-
with your penis.
Yeah, don't send a dick
Do
pic,
not be
please.
chiming in with
Don't,
me.
don't send a dick pic.
So,
please.
for example, if you're in, like, again, in bed, right? So if you're in bed and you're all cuddled up with your significant other or not, there, like, there
Or
always
not,
seems to be
not your significant other. Is
Right,
that what
right.
you're saying? You're
But
cuddled
the-
up with whoever.
whoever's there. But there always
They're
seems to be
significant
like
at that
your
moment.
appendages.
Yeah.
If you could snap them off at certain
Oh,
times would
yeah.
be
Oh,
helpful.
it's-
So
and-
there's always like a stank arm or something. That's like there's like no place for it. Or I'm just saying,
I had
you
a
know, if
friend
it could
that wanted
snap off, would be
to
great.
snap his penis off when he went out because it always got him in trouble. So that would be his
Foe.
foe.
That's
right.
true.
Right.
Foe.
But snap off the
Did
arms.
you ever want to snap off your penis? John?
Never.
No.
Never.
Did you ever want
Never.
to snap one on, Deb?
Never. Yeah, you ever want to
couldn't
snap
ever
one on?
This is a
No,
whole different
no,
type
no,
of
no.
podcast.
She's like, she hesitates. She was like, no.
Oh my God.
Maddie's asking a serious question to get us off of the penis thing. I think, thank God. Actually,
She did
him and John
She
are
did
laughing. But good question. Who inspired you guys to do comedy?
What does that mean? Like a real
Who
comedian?
did you have a real comedian that you liked, or did you have
Oh.
somebody inspired you?
No.
To go, you should do this,
It
or
was,
was there something in your mind or someone you thought of that went, I can do that. I really hope I'm as funny as that person.
No, for me it was completely random.
Okay.
But growing up, now this is really going to tell my age. That's why young stuff is.
No, it's all out
So-
there on YouTube
so,
and videos. So.
I always, when I was little, like Milton Berle, Jack Benny. I mean, I just loved them.
Milton Berle, back to the
I
penis.
was thinking,
Oh.
it was already in my head.
There it
Milton Berle.
But there was never.
Sorry.
I never looked at comedians and said, "Oh, I want to do that." But it is such fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, I never.
you're having a good time.
But
doing
I
that.
like. I mean, I always like making people laugh. I think I was the comic relief in my family, and I always liked laughing and making people laugh. But I never. It wasn't anything that was ever in my, in my thing.
I
How
think the
about
thing
you?
with comedy is, for me, it's not so much like emulating somebody else. I think it really is. And I think comedy is best when you're being honest
Mm-hmm.
and you're telling something about your life and then that other people
Your
connect to.
experience, yeah.
You know, I just think it's always about human connection.
Most funny
Yeah.
stories, most really funny bits, and even most comics who are at some point funny are the funniest when they're telling a story they have either witnessed or experienced.
Yes.
It's honest.
And
it's
it's
true.
honest.
And you
I
can
mean,
see
you would
it.
balance
it's
that
an
out.
experience.
You can
Yeah, yeah.
change it, make the details
Yeah.
funny. Add some details or whatever. But yeah, most of a good, funny thing is something that's really been experienced.
Because
I found.
it's something that's in you.
Yeah.
And it's true.
Yeah,
And
and
that's
then it's
again
your
the
take on
connection.
it.
And I mean,
because
that's
people
what-
relate
yeah.
to that.
Yeah, and I was going to say, you got to make people relate to it.
Yeah.
Because life is
in
all
your
about
way, in your way of
Right.
thinking. Like,
Yeah.
let's see.
Yeah, and that's the fun part. Like, okay,
Yeah.
come in here because it's like
Right.
it could be such
Right.
fun.
Because
Yeah.
and there's so
It could be
there's,
so fun in here.
there's so many things.
And it could be a
True.
little scary.
Right.
A little
If only we
scary.
were there.
Well, for you guys, it'd be fun. For me, people be going, holy,
Get me out of
Out the
here.
door, I gotta run.
get me out. Out of here.
Like Halloween.
It'd be like,
Yeah.
you get in there, and I have a theme. The Twilight Zone's going off all day long. Or the Outer Limits theme, you know?
Ah, yeah.
It's like, get me the hell out of here.
Make it stop.
Yeah.
Make it stop. Did you remember that movie?
Now,
The
Maddie
Fly?
says, let's go back to the penis.
Oh,
Everybody
see?
wants to go back to
Everybody
the
wants to
penis.
go
It's
back.
story.
always a good place to be.
All right. So, I mean, that was the question.
If- when
Friend
if-
or foe, right? Was that your question?
That was
basically?
that was the book I was going to write. Penis, friend
or
or
foe.
foe.
I mean, was. Why are you stopping?
I don't know.
Why-
I have a lot of books to write.
Okay.
Yeah,
that
well, that's
one,
in
the
there.
religion one. Yeah.
That was on the list?
Yeah. I was. I
on
mean,
the
it's
list.
not one that I had thought of. but
It's not one you
I have a
thought-
lot of books I want to write, but,
But
that's
not
not
that
But
one.
not that one?
No, but I would ultimately say friend.
Ultimately,
You,
friend.
know,
You would say friend?
Friend, yeah.
That's the poll question for the night, friends. We've got about, maybe 10 minutes we're going to go. This is a very long
That's
show, but
true.
we're going to do that.
People can chime
10 to
in.
15
we can
minutes.
Vote.
Yep, you can
Yeah.
chime
with
in.
your
We can
votes,
have a
friend
poll
or
here.
foe.
It's called the
Penis.
penis poll.
The penis poll.
How long is it?
We're going to have questions about the poll tonight. All right. Oh, jeez. They're killing me here. No, they're not. They're not. So the question is, penis, friend or foe? Now, you don't necessarily have to be talking about your own. We're talking
Well,
about
yeah,
generalities.
two or three of us.
you know.
Right.
I mean,
it's
that's
the
right.
metaphoric penis.
Can me and Matt be guests? Absolutely. I'm going to have to come up there one day, and I can bring this up. So yeah, we can figure out a place to meet or figure out a way to do this, John. I think it would be the most fun show. Man, that would be great. It probably as fun as this one. You know, it would be fun.
This much fun? Is this your most fun podcast so far?
Uh,
Why are you waiting so long to answer? Do you
because-
not love us?
Because
Best we
I
went through
shouldn't
this.
have to answer that question.
We
I
should
can't
know
believe
it.
she put me on the spot like that.
She
when
wants
she
the
already
answer?
knows the answer.
Wait, of
It's
course.
a friend. He's
It's
got
a
one.
friend.
Come on.
Of course
Right.
it's a
I
friend.
just needed it
Come
public.
on.
How can you have it and not be
Exactly.
a friend?
That's it.
There you
Yeah.
go. So friend or foe, we've
Friends.
said
Oh,
friend.
3 friends. Okay,
Three
so
friends.
that's
Though I have a couple of ex-wives who would
They might say foe.
they might say foe.
Couple,
Actually,
we have a collection of ex-wives.
they actually probably wouldn't say, but I would say I made bad decisions, so he's a foe.
He's a foe. He made the decision.
He made the decision. I didn't
Oh,
make
yeah,
the
right,
decision.
right.
No,
No.
hey, no. I didn't make those bad
No.
decisions.
It's always the little guy.
friend
It's always a little guy.
your friend did.
My little,
Your
say,
little friend.
say hello to my little friend.
No. Can I do that?
You just did, apparently, but if you, no.
Did I mess anything up?
No. So this is one of the longest shows I've ever done. And but
just
I'm
The
can't have
first
enough
10
of
minutes
us.
didn't
But I'm-
count, though.
no. Actually, I don't think the first 10 minutes are on this. On that, oh my
That's we
God.
tortured everybody.
But we're having a good time. So we'll
Just a
we'll
party
hang
right
around a
here.
few more minutes. It's a party. Bring these fun ladies, Matt
We're
said.
having fun.
So if I ever get John and Matt on a show, we'd have to probably take a drive. But it would
Where
be
is
fun. They'd have to tell me. Up
Where do they
toward
live?
North Jersey.
Oh,
Up toward
okay.
North Jersey a little bit, but it'd be a fun
We're in
trip.
North Jersey.
I don't know. They'd have to tell me. I don't know for sure. They'd have to let me know. But we could probably work something out, go up and have a good time, and just
That's good.
putz around with these guys because they're both two really good guys, and they're both really funny. But they're good guys too.
And who are they, Matt and John?
Matt and John.
All right, Matt and John.
Matt and John. Matty and Johnny P. They're good guys.
Going up
Speaking of
north this
religion,
weekend.
that's 2 of the
I think
12.
actually John might be from Staten Island. I know he's from that area. So
Maybe he's from Brooklyn.
it could be from Brooklyn.
No. we in Brooklyn didn't really consider Staten Island
I was just gonna say that.
part of New York.
I know.
You
a
know,
lot
no
of you
offense,
people
but
say it's, oh, now you get Johnny started. If he's
sorry, Johnny. It was just kind of where we thought
Oh,
the
he
trash
says we
went.
can come there. Then we'll work it out. Maybe,
All good.
maybe. Oh, I can't. We'll have to figure out a place, either here or maybe Naomi's or something. I was gonna say Leatherheads, but there's too many steps. Johnny would have a problem with steps, and actually, I'm starting to have problems with steps. So we'll have to see if we can.
Why,
figure
everybody's
something
getting
out.
old. Well,
No, it's not.
I'm going to New York this weekend.
My
We
friend
can go
Janine's
on.
watching. You going to New York?
I am.
Uh-oh. What
And
are
I
you
was-
going to do in
yeah.
New York?
Well, funny you should ask.
Let's ask her the
Funny.
question.
It's
Venus, friend or foe in New York?
Well, I'm going without my husband, so it would be a non-existent.
Okay. Yeah, it's a
Just meeting
good,
the girls.
Good
Meeting
answer.
The girls.
Good
College
answer.
girlfriends. We go away to the Hamptons for the weekend.
Oh, you're
Once
going
a
to
year.
oh my God. Of course they
Of
go
course,
to the
I'm such a
Hamptons.
stereotype.
Oh,
my
you are-
college girlfriend, so
Oh, she's going to the Hamptons.
I'll be out in Southampton.
Oh,
You can
my
see me
God.
there.
The weather there, hopefully it's gorgeous.
You know, it really doesn't matter once you're in the Hamptons.
Oh, once
Whatever,
you're
the
in the
weather
Hamptons.
is all fine.
Girls.
It could be a blizzard,
many
it's
girls?
still gorgeous.
It's
How
just
many
all
girls?
good.
How many girls?
There's 6 of us total.
Whoa.
3 come from the city. The city. That means New York. You know that, right? Okay. So,
yeah.
I've been living here how many years? 34 years. I still say I
Yes, yeah.
temporarily reside in New Jersey, but I'm from New York.
The
But-
city.
The city.
The city.
And then 1 from Boston, 1 from Maine, and
Oh.
then me. We all fly in. Doesn't that sound like fun? Do you want to come?
It's, yes, I do.
Good. You can join us. You can amuse us.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
It will be our entertainment.
Oh,
Jay,
yeah,
are you watching?
She said only entertainment.
He's
trust
not.
me.
Do you see him here?
He's not watching.
Hi, Joanne.
That's what she was trying to get him to do.
Joanna's watching.
Hi, Janine.
I lost
Janine's
my.
watching. So,
I lost my feed there.
what'd you do now?
Look, there you go.
Oh,
There we go.
I'm born in Greenwich Village. I used
Oh,
to
no way.
live in the village, John.
I didn't do anything.
I used to live on
But what-
14th Street and between 5th and 6th. It was the northern edge in Bernie Getz's apartment building. Do you remember Bernie Getz, the subway vigilante?
The subway vigilante. With a
He was
screwdriver.
my neighbor at the time of subway vigilanteing.
Well,
Yes.
Matt wants you
Yes.
to bring these fun ladies. Hi,
I
Matt.
said that. Where have you been for 10 minutes? I
Oh.
said we're
Sullivan
going to
Street,
right up
nice.
there.
Who knows?
John said he'd come
Not
down.
far from. Was that near John's
Matt-
Pizza? I
Matt
think was
said
near
he'd
there.
come down.
Such good pizza. They
So
had
we'll
that
come
brick.
down there.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I'll have to try to
John's
find a
Pizza.
I
place
know
and see if
that.
I
I
can hook
just
that
missed
up.
the part where he wants to, he thinks we're fun ladies. I missed
Well, you're a fun lady.
I know.
We'd have you on if you was
We
having
love
fun.
that.
for
Ladies, we're
crying
definitely
out.
fun.
I was just going to say, you're
We're just getting
fun.
started.
You're fun.
You were
Let's
fun.
Just, we're fun. Let's just
fun
leave it
and
at
funny,
that.
but maybe
You know, except the one fun one in the Hamptons.
in the Hamptons.
Checking
one
for
fun one.
dolphins with the big nose there.
No. My God, we're one big stereotype.
John's of
Yes,
Bleecker
John's
Street.
of Bleecker Street. That's exactly
No, that's
right.
for her.
I had a
And do you
girlfriend
remember?
who lived on Bleecker Street? Sorry.
Bleecker Street. It was fun. That's like
Yes,
real
yes,
village. That's,
yes.
And then there was a dessert place near the Victor Cafe. No, that's
No,
in
that's
Jersey.
that's Philly.
Something else. It was another something like that. Do you remember? It was something like Victor Cafe or I don't know, some kind of Vivaldi Cafe. I think it was called. And they had really good dessert. Coffee place. Tell me if you know that place, John.
John probably knows the place.
You think he knows the place?
I think he does.
Yeah,
So
the
he's-
first
he
time
get-
I ever
got
went
around
to New
Staten
York
Island.
Yeah.
was to Bleecker Street because my girlfriend from Vineland lived there. So isn't that a
Nice.
nice? The first,
It's
first thing
fantastic.
you see in
I
New
love
York.
the village.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at the time, now that whole area of Manhattan is just terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It is.
so cool.
Seriously, I've been there.
Yeah, you've been
well,
there.
obviously.
It amazed
Dangerfield
me.
and,
Yeah.
Sidewalk Cafe and places like that.
Nice. Oh, who's back now? Oh no. Oh my God! Look, that's work for tomorrow. Real
Oh my
work.
God, oh, real work. We can't
Coming
have that.
through.
We might
It's a
have to wrap
ridiculous
this
thing.
up pretty soon for a lot of reasons.
On McDougal Street.
And
We
then
can
we
try
can-
new foods
Yep,
on live
there it
radio.
is.
Why not?
He knew. Yeah,
Yes.
we could do that.
What's that?
McDougal Street.
We can try new foods on live radio.
Ooh.
That would be fun.
That
and
would
we
be
can
fun.
taste them. We can make recommendations.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
That would
We
look
could
great
have-
on
Right?
radio.
That's true.
These
Ooh,
pizzas
don't
also-
you wish you were
Actually,
eating
we
this?
We could do a cooking show.
You could do a cooking show. The girls will cook. We'll test the stuff.
don't
I
cook?
love to cook.
Oh, you'll eat, we'll cook.
That's
It'll
the
be
kinda
like
guy.
marriage.
You
It'll be.
You cook, right?
I do cook.
Yeah,
See, Jewish and Italian foods
Could
are.
be-
I like Jewish food,
Do
and
you?
everybody likes Italian.
Everybody likes
who
Italian
don't like
food.
Italian? If you don't
How
like
could you
Italian
not?
food,
There's
you
something
need-
wrong with you.
You gotta, go to the
Yeah.
doctor. Something's
That's
wrong.
something.
There's something wrong.
You got
with
no
you,
taste
Dave.
buds.
You got nothing.
Or the wrong. You got nothing.
You got nothing.
So
gotcha.
when I'm looking at this,
Yeah.
oh, what
We'll
is
go
that?
to the
Oh, that's the
erotic.
bottom.
The erotic body.
Ooh.
Do you know where that is?
I don't know, but I like the sound of the erotic.
I knew that was going.
All good.
Walk
Yes,
into-
we'll go there.
Walk into the erotic place and go, "Hey, penis, friend or foe?"
That's it.
Walk right in and say it. There you go.
A little too
A
highbrow,
little
maybe.
too- Highbrow,
I
really?
don't know. Penis jokes.
Erotic.
Sullivan
Oh, it's
Street.
erotic bake shop with a penis cake.
See, I don't
My
have
friend
that
Janet
yet.
then moved to Sullivan Street when she and her boyfriend broke up.
Wow. Is she watching?
Nah. I didn't tell her about
She's
it.
like,
No, I didn't tell her about it. No,
I don't think
if
so.
I told her about it, she
Nah.
might be. If I told her I was talking about her, she definitely would be.
Of course, we all love to hear about ourselves.
Of course.
Well.
Well, I think I almost hate to break up the love fest here between you.
Well,
you
yeah.
guys
Wait a
with
minute. We
John.
don't want to break it up when the last
of minutes.
response was erotic. I mean, we can't break.
We can't break.
somebody
We
has
can't
to-
stop
we
it
have to
there at
break it
erotic.
on-
right?
Well, where do
on
we go from
something.
there?
Yeah,
I
well, I don't know. You're the one that said penis, friend, or foe. If it's foe,
Just
then you
these are the
gotta
things
fight a
that
battle.
occupy.
If it's friend, yeah, you gotta have a meeting.
What?
A meeting of the minds.
A meeting of the minds. Sure.
I'm not going to say the obvious.
Just saying.
I'm
Why
not going to
not?
say the obvious.
Why not?
I'll let you say it.
I'm not saying the obvious. It's too easy for me. Which was the problem with both my ex-wives too. Even after the wedding, they were too easy. Oh man, it's terrible.
Why are avocado pits so large?
Where the hell did that come from?
You know, these are just the things.
These are the
that-
things that.
But it's
yeah.
such a giant
All right.
pit. You go
I-
to cut the avocado.
You guys should friend these. Even Matt said keep
I know,
in touch
I want
with
to.
us, so we will.
Sure.
So look for them
So
guys.
Matt
And John
and how do
Perino.
you say Matt's last name?
Coughlin.
Coughlin.
Yep,
Yeah, exactly how you would say it.
that's exactly how you
And
would say
John
But
Perino.
Coughlin with a GH.
Not
How did that happen?
I
Why?
like
Why
that.
is
I
it?
like
Why
Matt
is it
Coughlin
GH and
and-
F?
And John Perino.
It's an Irish thing.
But
I think.
why?
I
Why do we
don't
have
know.
silent letters? Why don't let? Why
Oh,
isn't
God.
the English language
Oh, my
phonetic?
God. Now she's getting on
I'm
a
friending
roll.
him. Hi
Friend-
Matt,
friend-
I'm friending you.
Matt, you're getting friended
And
by
then
Debbie,
John.
and John's
John
gonna
Perino.
get friended. Yes,
Nice
Perino,
Italian guy.
Perino. Yep. So
Come
What else,
see
guys?
touch, yes, guys, keep in touch. It's beautiful, and I guess I will too. But we
Why
should
not?
we should all get together one night and just go up and throw this thing on and throw on a couple of microphones and let it rip.
We will do this.
We'll do this.
We will do such a
Have
thing.
some fun. We will have some fun. So we'll see if we can set something up
Yes.
off the air.
well,
that would be fun.
yeah.
That would be fun.
We should have like a whole party.
Well, that's what I mean. If we
And
can have
then,
a place where their friends
And
will
then,
come,
like,
you guys have
then you
bring
can
some
have
people, we
people
could just-
sitting there, and then, like, people just kind of move
Oh,
through
that's
the
really
microphone.
fun. Just fill
Yeah,
the room.
Just
yeah,
fill the room.
Let's do that.
Just fill the
Yeah.
room. Put some microphones around. Bring people up. Talk to them. Just have a good
Bring
time.
in some alcohol.
Bring out. Yeah. Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
make
I mean,
it
it's a
party.
podcast. So
Make
what do
it
I
up.
care? Excuse me.
We
All
can,
right.
we can drink on
All
the
right.
radio, right?
We can drink.
We can do whatever we want. We're grown-ups.
We're grown ups.
We're
I read that
grown-ups.
somewhere.
But you can't infringe on other people's.
No infringing on
And you
anything.
can't have plastic.
And yep, John.
Again, if
We
plastic.
gotta go. So I'm gonna go, John, because
All
John's the one that just closed us out. He says, "Have a great evening. It's baseball time."
Ooh.
So that's
Oh, we gotta
official.
remember
That's
that.
World
right.
Series.
World Series tonight.
no
have
way.
fun.
Yep,
Is it the first
tonight.
game?
No
Yeah,
Yankees.
Game one.
I heard in 10 years.
I'm all right with that.
You're all right with that.
Oh, I'm great with no Yankees.
Are you a Phillies fan? Are we off?
I'm okay with a Phillies
No,
fan.
we
No,
never
we're not
are.
off. I'm a Red Sox
Are
fan.
you, oh, okay.
Red Sox fan.
Red
How's
Sox
Big
fan.
Poppy doing?
He's
Is he
okay.
better?
Yeah, he's
Yeah?
okay. Yeah, they should. Actually,
He
he's
doesn't
been
have
in the
any
studio
resting
for.
He doesn't have
Fox.
any like remaining.
I don't think so.
Is that-
I think he's in pretty good shape.
Good.
He welcome back. He went out to Fenway about a month before the season was over, and the crowd gave him, of course, and he threw out the first pitch. So
Oh, good.
he's doing okay.
Who's
And he
Poppy?
looked pretty good.
Big
Big Poppy.
Big Poppy. huh?
David Ortiz.
On the Red Sox.
On the
They
Red Sox.
love
I
him,
love
and he
Red
was
Sox.
shot in
He was shot
Jamaica.
in Dominican. Dominican.
Whoa.
Where he
When
When was
grew up.
this?
They thought it was like they thought he was
Six or
somebody
8 months.
else.
Yep,
It was a
mistaken identity.
He got
Wow.
somebody just walked
Where'd
into
they
his
shoot
bar
him?
and shot
Shot
him.
him in the
And
back.
when was this?
6 months ago.
Yeah,
And
something
how
like
old
that.
is he?
He's a
40 maybe now.
And he was
Yeah,
still
and he
playing?
was-
No, he had
Oh, okay.
just retired. Like
but
a
he
year
was
or
like
two
the
before.
guy,
And
the
is he
main
okay?
guy. Yeah.
He's going to be
John
okay.
saying.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's going to be okay. Well, we're going to
Sorry
go.
to give you the news.
No
about
Should
problem.
the poppy,
be.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Maddie's saying it's spelled a little different. The real Irish spelling should be Cochran. I don't know if I'm saying it Cochran. Still, Maddie can
Thanks,
explain it
Maddie.
to us when we all meet up.
Well, I hope to meet
We're going to
these
go
people.
ahead. We will.
'cause I
Let's set something up.
Perfect.
So we are going to set up with our new best friends. Well, they're not new to me, but
new to
it'll be it'll be nice to have us all. It's a great idea to get us all in a room, hang out a couple microphones, and just go nuts.
Yes.
So and we will. So we're going to go ahead and end this one. Thank you guys. I know it's been a
Thank
long
you.
show, but we've had fun,
Bye.
and
Had
let's
fun.
face it, that's all we
we
care
hope
about.
you had fun.
4.
3.
No.
That's what I was
For Lori.
Oh, you want me
Say
to
your
do the
name.
rest
I
of
want
my
you to
name?
say your
So my
name.
husband
So
said
we-
I need to go shorten it. He said I can get rid of his part because he thought
Aw.
he wants you to be
Aw.
Debbie G.
He wants me to be Debbie G. What do you
Right.
say?
G.
Debbie G. I
Debbie
think you should be
G.
Debbie G. And he said I should just go Lori
You got to wear
Reiner.
some bling though if you're going to be Debbie G. Yo.
Ah, bling.
Debbie G.
Bling.
And I'll be Lori
G.
Reiner, no Rovins. Or you
Why?
can add the Rovins. You think the whole thing? Because you
I
don't
like the whole
nobody.
thing.
Lori Reiner Rovins.
I like
I like Lori Rovins Reiner.
But that's not my name.
I know.
So
Well,
that's not
Debbie G
happening.
is not mine. But people have always called me Debbie G.
Have they? That's
It's a
I
long
like the
last
Debbie
name.
G.
Debbie G, the girl to see.
And-
No, I like
Ooh,
that.
I do too.
Yeah, girl to see, yo.
Debbie G.
And you,
And I'm Lori R,
Lori R.
the girl in the car.
I don't know. Penis friend or foe?
Backseat or front.
Back or front?
Oh my God.
Girl in the car. She
Lori
just came-
R, she's a star.
Lori R.
Oh,
She's
much
a star.
better.
Lori
She's
R,
not
the
just
star.
in the bar and in the car. She's
No,
Lori
also
R.
a star.
She's the star. And Debbie G.
Girl to
Lori-
be.
Girl to be. The girl to see.
Girl to see.
Girl to see. So, Lori,
Yes, darling.
Lori Reiner Rovins.
Lori Reiner Rovins.
I'm gonna see. I'm one of these days.
Lori Reiner Rovins.
Lori Reiner Rovins.
And Debbie Giacomoni. There it is.
Whoop.
And there's a
Hey, lady!
lady.
Let's see if it was the red one.
You put that
I'm
right
gonna put
on.
that right on
Will
there.
it stay?
What a freak! No,
Very
freaking.
funny. Do you have an
clown.
earring on both sides?
Yes, I do.
And did you have those when you were copping?
No, I got in trouble actually once. This will be a cool story. So screw it. We're way over time anyway. I went to Colorado on vacation. I'm trying to be diplomatic here. The chief and I will
'Cause
say
you
wanna
that-
be watching
no,
it.
no,
If
no,
you want to be
We
on
didn't
Saturday
really
Night
get
Live,
it.
be
No.
diplomatic.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay.
I had nothing
Oh,
to do with
okay,
that.
for your chief, okay.
We didn't necessarily get along.
Your chief and you.
Yeah, at the time. At the time.
And what
we did
town
later
was
on.
this?
I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say. I'm not even going. It was there. I'm not gonna say.
It was that town.
I went on vacation to Colorado. First time I'd ever went to Colorado and all that stuff.
Was it when marijuana was legal or before it was legal?
Before.
Okay.
This is a long time ago. And I went out, and you were talking earlier about coming to the Hamptons with 6 women.
Yes.
I literally was on a ski trip with. I think
You were
it was
coming in the
7.
Hamptons with
no,
6
no, no.
women too?
It was 7 women.
Sorry.
All in one huge townhouse. I'm ignoring her despicable, disgusting remark.
I'm so sorry.
You're
Can
just
you edit
vicious.
that out? I just couldn't resist.
It's a little tough to edit it out live.
I'm so
It's
sorry.
all
There's
tough.
no 8-second delay. You should know better.
It always seems like there's a
No,
delay
a
with this
podcast
thing.
is uncensored. Of course, there's no
Okay.
8-second delay.
All right,
And,
go ahead. So go on.
So yeah, I'm trying to get this
Yes.
done so we can go. Colorado, back in the late or early, and
What happened
7
just
women.
now on your face with the...
I didn't want to say right here. That's what it is.
Okay.
7 women, me in a townhouse, right?
7
Wait,
women.
how did
you-
this
7
happen
women,
to you?
me.
This
in
sounds
a
like a
dream?
reality show.
No, no.
Sounds like a fantasy.
No, because if it was a
Yes.
dream or a fantasy, then things would have been a little different than what actually happened.
Ah.
So
It didn't go the way.
it didn't go.
And
no,
how
it
does
didn't
this
go like
relate
that.
to this?
To be
Why
honest
did
with
you
you, it
end
was
up in
never.
this 7 women in
I-
row?
This
I
seems
knew
so far from the
True.
chief.
I
This
don't
that
believe
didn't
you.
like
no,
it.
I'm getting
already
back
lied
there.
to the chief.
No, I'm getting to this. I knew 2 of them. One of, and actually
You
2 of
knew
them
2
I
of them.
still knew, and they had planned us.
And
You
one
still
of them-
knew 2 of
I
them?
know, I still
And
know.
one of them
Oh,
was
you
the
still
chief's
know them.
wife. That's
No,
the
had
problem.
nothing to do
Oh,
with
his
it.
daughter.
That part.
Oh,
So and
much
we go
worse.
out and we skied like Breckenridge. and
Wait,
all
how
the
did you
places
end
out
up
there.
with 7 women and you?
like I said, I knew these two. They were planning a ski trip.
They
it's supposed to be
invited
a
And they
three of you.
invited me.
They invited you.
And
Lucky
I
you.
was like, nah, I don't know. Nah, I don't know.
Nah.
And they kept going, no, it'll be great, it'll be great. And they were right. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Sounds
sure.
good
I
so
went-
far.
I would like
So-
a trip with me and 7 guys. But
Right,
go ahead.
sure, right. And it was very platonic. It was a great time. Nothing even crossed anybody's mind. But we had some drinks. The whole trip was a great trip. Right? Skied, all that stuff. So one of those days, I went out and I can't remember what, I think it was actually in Colorado, got an earring. And had a
Okay.
cowboy hat.
Ah.
And
Okay.
already had a long
Well, which
coat.
side did you get the earring on?
This side.
Okay.
You were making sure I...
Just checking.
That was
I don't
Deb's
know.
way of
It
asking me a
matters which
question.
side?
No, Deb
Yeah.
was trying
Is
to
that
ask
still a thing?
it technically, but I don't think anybody really pays attention to it
I'm just
anymore.
curious.
But that was Deb asking me a question.
I understand. Stop it.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. What side was the earring on?
Stop
Got
it.
it. Okay.
Stop
The
it.
other-
Definitely
and then there
not
were
on
2.
Saturday.
And
Okay,
then
go
there
ahead.
was stop.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
So let the man finish.
Yeah, let the man finish. Come home, and it's actually snowing here, like Colorado
Whoa.
weather.
Whoa.
Now, we had a thing in the town where I worked in, where if you lived in the town as a police officer, you took the police car home. And that was really you were always supposed to
You're on
have a police
call,
car.
right.
Right. So I came home from the airport, went straight to the police station because it's where I got taken to, and
So you've got the earring.
so I have to go. I have a
Oh.
cowboy hat,
And an earring.
an earring,
And the
a
guy?
long raincoat,
Nice.
3 days worth of trim.
And your chief
beard.
didn't like you before this?
He already didn't like me. Right. Well, I didn't want to say he didn't like me.
Yeah, 'cause I
let's
can't
go.
even
Yeah,
like
he
that.
didn't like me. He didn't like me.
Can't
That
imagine.
was a little bit of a He was worried about that. Yeah. So I had 2-3 days, and back then it was dark. Of course, I was a little younger, so I had all this. And when I had to go in, sign in for the card, I had to go into my locker, grab my gun belt. So now imagine I got
you're a
this big overcoat,
cowboy.
and I'm
Oh my
thinking this is
God.
so cool. But I'm just going home, like
Right.
2 minutes away. I'm like, I'm just going home, but I put my gun belt because when you're in a police car, you had to sign on.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, to this thing, and the woman says, Johnny, I hate to do this to you, but, and I go, what? I said, no. She goes, well, it's good to hear you're back from vacation. And she's saying this. I went, yeah, but I need you to respond to And I'm
call?
like, oh crap. I had a call.
With a
My
cowboy
luggage.
hat?
Yeah, with a cowboy. My
And
luggage.
an
Well, I
earring.
wasn't wearing a hat in the car because it was too big. But
Oh
I,
my
had to put a
God.
hat on because it was snowing like crazy. Right?
That's so funny.
And did you
And
respond?
my luggage was in the stinking car. I had to respond. You have to.
And so, what did they think when the people
Here-
you responded to?
Well, here's what
What kind of
happened.
call was it?
Sounds like a
There was an
movie.
accident about 2 miles
Did you come
away.
on a horse? That would have been
It would have been so great.
right.
Would have been so awesome. Went to the car.
I'm already massaging my own back. I'm getting
no,
like a
she's
little
like,
fetchy now. Go ahead.
The call was about 2 miles away. There was a very serious car accident 2 miles away. But I had to go to the street where the ambulance is, where the ambulance building is. They couldn't get out because a mobile home was being moved on a trailer, like the big extra
Yeah,
wide
yeah.
thing, and it had almost come off and it was blocking the entire street.
Was this the
And
accident?
the
So you
ambulance couldn't get around, and the other end of the street was a dead-end street. And they said,
No.
John, we need you to get that clear. And I get there, and there's no physical
that's
way
so
to get that
sad.
clear.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, I get out of the car, I got my gun belt with my badge, my cowboy hat,
Oh
the
my
long
God.
coat,
And the
I'm
earring.
trench coat, and an earring, and 2 days worth of beard. And
what
of
town
course,
did you say this was in?
I didn't. Get out of the car, go up, and a couple people are looking at me, but they knew me. And one of them knew I was just back from vacation. And she said out loud, you haven't even went home yet, have you? And she's looking in the back of my car, can see the luggage. And I went, no. I said, okay, well, we got to do what we got to do. Let's see what we got. And I'm looking, I asked the guy, this ambulance has to get to an accident. It's got lights, it's got siren, I got to get it. Can this thing be moved at all? He goes, no. And you could see it couldn't. I
what'd
said,
you
all
do?
right. So I knocked on 3 doors and walked the ambulance through their front yards.
Wow.
I said, let's go. Meanwhile, now I'm guiding this ambulance, snow, grassy roads,
Earring.
through,
Cowboy
and the
hat.
chief pulls out.
Oh.
Beard, earring, cowboy hat, boom, gun belt, boom. wearing
Does sound like a
some
movie.
kind of boots. I don't know what
Course.
they were, but I don't think they were cowboy boots, but like construction.
Yeah.
So it was the whole basic outfit.
It's a good look.
And
Yeah.
I thought it was a damn fine look. I had people tell me later it was a good look.
They're nice earrings.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
really lovely.
Oh, they weren't these. It was just
Nice and
one,
sparkly.
and it was just some black thing. And got the ambulance through. It takes off, and I see the chief staring there, and his eyes are this big. His face is beat red. Come here. He didn't even say it out loud. Come here.
It's like when Dad calls you.
Yes,
over.
you know they don't really scream. They
No.
like come
You just see
here.
the look on the face.
And I didn't even have to. He didn't have to say anything. I saw the look on his face, and I went over, and I just knew I was in trouble. But technically, I wasn't supposed to go back on duty for 2 more days. That didn't seem to matter
No,
much.
'cause you-
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm in the you're in the car, and there is a
Right.
perception you have to give
when you
of
get out, yeah.
professionalism, and then I get out,
You're
looking,
representing.
You
yeah,
didn't want
looking
Clint
like
Eastwood.
Wyatt Earp, you know.
or you didn't want
Oh
Clint
my
Eastwood
God.
on you.
I mean, the only thing missing was a gun on the other side. Otherwise, I'd have been, you know,
Pull 'em out.
pull 'em out. Like good news and bad news. You know. So it was he goes, you take the car to your house. You don't even get in my police car until you're shaved and you come to work looking like a police officer.
Not
Don't
like
get in the
some
car.
bum.
How
Well,
old
he
were
said
you?
cowboy. He goes, you spend a week and a half away and now you think you're a cowboy.
I was a cowboy.
And I was like,
I wasn't.
I
am
was
a
for a
cowboy.
week and a half. I
How
was
old
a
were you?
cowboy.
It's
How
a
old
state
were
of
you?
mind.
Oh, I was.
At the time?
I wasn't I was a punk, but I'm still a punk.
Like an oxymoron. a
Probably
punk and a
yeah. I
punk.
was 27.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
but I was, but had just went through some things too. So I wanted to go just have fun, relax, get away
Why
from
not?
everybody. I did. I come home, and I was all set to go home. I knew I was going to have to shave in a couple more days. I knew I was going to have to. The only thing I did try to do was keep the earring for a little while because back then you couldn't even take them out and put a thing in. You had to leave them in.
Because otherwise the hole would close.
Hole
Yeah.
would close. And you weren't allowed
you
to
allow
cover
it?
it with a Band-Aid. No, I had to take it out.
That was it.
It was take it out or be suspended. And then if you don't take it out after suspension.
Yeah, I get that.
So,
Yeah.
and I got it, so
Yeah,
I took
I
it
get
out.
that.
But
Well,
down the
no
road,
fun, but
something else
Now
happened,
I'm
and I
sure
was able
cops
to get
have
it. Yeah.
earrings and
some.
stuff, right?
I don't know on duty unless
Yeah?
they're detectives or undercover. I still think there's a professionalism
Yeah.
there that they.
Yeah.
Most I don't think do. I mean, they might have one that they wear off duty, but on duty, no,
Yeah.
I don't think so. So you mentioned that, and that's where that started. So,
Interesting.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
they look good, John.
Thank you.
They do.
Thank you very much. Made it my
Yeah,
fun.
perfect.
All right. So, all right, guys, we're getting out of here. That's enough of this stuff. Then I start thinking about old days, and I don't want to do that. I want to thank Lori. I want to thank Debbie. We've had a great time tonight. I want to thank everybody that's. There's $20 under your chair, John. I hope you're right, John. Cute toes. They're yours. Oh,
Definitely
Debbie's showing a little toe action. Hey, now.
polished.
John's like, still on. I know, John. I was supposed to be gone a long time ago. Yep. Matt just says, I love how comfortable Debbie is.
Aw, thanks.
Beautiful.
Darlene's watching. Megan, Patricia's watching. A lot of people watching. I think we either got to go on later or just stay on longer all the time. Because thank everybody for watching. I'm going to be back on Thursday with Albert Casper, my buddy over in Bridgeton, and we'll talk to him. I want the $20, John. I'm looking. So, and still on. Yep, we're going now. Thank you guys for tuning in to Facebook. Debbie, would you go over and hit the camera button or a blue button that says
everybody.
pause?
Bye.
Lori and Debbie, thank you. We're going to see you
Thank you,
soon,
John.
guys. And Thursday we'll be back. Take care, folks. Have a good night.
Good night.
Night.
Finish?
Yes, please.